welcome along. Me, the Geordie Yam Yam. We're watching the match from St James's Park against Brentford, the Bees, live tonight at 7:45 kickoff. So we've got an hour to go by, and we can have a chat and do all the usual bits and pieces. And like I say, I want your input in today's game, if you may, the people that are out there in viewerland. But before we get into the teams, obviously we've had all the teams up now. Let's do some housework. And then we'll crack on with today's show. So again, welcome to all that are watching across all of the platforms. Thanks to all the mods working tirelessly in the background, as always, do a great job. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoy the show. It just helps us get further as a channel. Subscribe, it's totally free. Hit the bell for future content, 7 days a week stuff now. We've had a little mini break during the international, so we are now back at the helm. So like I say, if you hit that bell, you'll get all the confirmation when our videos are uploaded. If you want to help us support the channel, you can become a member. It's a small monthly fee, different levels to choose from, depending on the type of content you want to watch. But please, please, please try and help us grow and become a member. Don't forget, you can check out our webpage, NUFC Talk TV, talk.tv, for all news and up-to-date content as we get it from a decent source. If you've got a question for myself, then try and put a Q in it. Can't guarantee it because there's loads of people usually throwing chats in, but I will try and highlight certain ones and I will address them. But if you want to guarantee it, then throw us a dollar sign. Throw us a dollar sign. Throw me a message via the dollar sign. Follow the instructions. And that will whiz straight through to me, and that will guarantee that message read out. If you're a new member, if you become a member during the show, I will obviously highlight you and thank you. And like I say, any of our lovely members out there that want to gift memberships, then I will also thank you guys as well. So, how are we tonight? Are you guys all buzzing? The same as me. I've been literally waiting from the start of the week for Wednesday, and it hasn't come around quick enough. Really buzzing for this one, to be fair. Again, we spoke early on today, and we were talking about the type of team that was going to be out. Was there going to be any changes? Well, according to what's out there, the answer to that question is no. So let's have a quick look at the teams going to be facing Brentford tonight. So here we go. These are my graphics, by the way, so apologies. I'm just throwing some players on a field. I don't know the formation of Brentford. I can only assume they're going to go man for man from the players that have been registered. So let's have a look at Newcastle first. So again, unchanged from the cup team. Popey in goal. Trippier, glad to see Trippier still in the squad because I thought he had a cracking game against Liverpool. Fabian Shaw, Dan Burns, obviously the Seller Player of the Month. And again, well deserved. And again, Tino Livramento, absolutely being outstanding at left back for me. If I was to pick a player over the last 2 or 3 games, one that's not played regular football at left back, but a player that's actually taken the role on board, not only taken it on board, but ran with it and played extremely well in my eyes. So well done to him. So that's the back four. Like I say, totally unchanged. Going on to the midfield and just go up. We've got the usual 3. And like I say, for me, probably the best in the Premier League as we speak. So Tonali playing in the 6, and again, I hope you get that little bit of a break from the way they played against Liverpool. For me, that was the perfect plan, where J7 dropped in the 6 for any balls that were knocked long, and I'm sure today against Brentford, if we got the press on or the half press, stop literally all of the passing lanes. If Flecken goes long, I'd like to see J7 sit in the hole and play in the half spaces from when we've got the ball defensively and when Brentford have the ball in their defence, just to win that aerial ball with the likes of him, Dan Burn and Fabian Shaw to support. Then I'm hoping we should win most of the balls. And obviously, we've got Bruno Guimaraes, who, like I say, when you watched the parade, that lad was absolutely on fire. And I've criticised him from not being the verbal captain that you see. And I wanted to see a captain, if he's not going to be verbal, in the verbal role as captaincy, then I want to see a performance captain. He struggled before the cup game, but like I say, it was certainly evident that he was on his game when it come to doing it. So random access, thanks, matey. It's just thrown up a membership. So thank you, buddy. You're an absolute gem, and that's gone to I don't know whether that's DAB. Gifted a membership. So I don't know whether who you're supporting there. Are you Arsenal fan? But welcome along, whoever you're supporting. You've been gifted a membership from Random Access. So thanks, guys. Going up to our forward line again, does this need any introduction? We've got the usual Jacob Murphy out on the right-hand side, Isaac up top, and Harvey Barnes, who again, for me has been one of the highlights of since Gordon's been suspended. He's had down that left-hand side, new relationship with Tino, found it very easy to adapt to a new situation. So again, really impressed with these two down that left-hand side. And like I say, we all know what Isaac gives us as a team. Going on to the substitutes, we have a couple of youngsters which are on the bench today, which is good to see. Dubravka, Wilson, Kraft, Asula, Willock, Longstaff, Miley, Shahar, and Neve. So a couple of the lads from the academy have made the bench, which again, we were talking a little bit earlier on about the way the academy's being run now. And the role that Mitchell has been playing. Again, not had much to do regarding the one and a bit windows, if you like, that he's been involved with Newcastle United. But obviously, the work that he's doing with the boys in the academy has been outstanding. So long may that continue. Let's go and have a look at Brentford then. So they've got Flecken in goal, and it's Collins, Pinnock, Berg comes in. Vandenberg comes in at right back, I believe. That's where I've got him anyway. He may go into a back three, playing a bit more of a 5-3-2 situation if Shard just comes deep. So we'll watch that one. And you've got Lewis Potter at left back, going into the midfield. Hold on. I don't want to see Flecken. Let's take that up a little bit. Oh, Flecken doesn't want to give me any space. Going into the middle three, again, only one change from the previous one. So you've got Norsgaard, that'll play right side of the three. Janelt will play the 6 role. And obviously now you've got the new guy that's come in, Yarmoliuk, and I never know how to say that, whether it's Yarmoliuk or Yarmoliuk. That'll play on the left, I believe, of the 3 going forward. So again, the way I can see Thomas Frank setting up, he can play a deep 5. He'll definitely go man for man because that's the type of style that he goes for. I think Norsgaard out here, I think he's going to be one of those players to watch. And like I say, we all know what they can do up top. Very much to the point where, we've got 2 players over here that I wouldn't mind in a black and white shirt, never mind in their, it's a bit of a strange colour there, away shirt. I don't know what you call it. It's a weak pink, pinky creamy colour. They won't be playing in the Mackham colours today, I wouldn't have thought. But you've got Mbuemo, Wisser up top, and over here you've got Sade, however you pronounce it, playing on the left wing. But like I say, I can see him dropping down and Mbuemo playing in a more of a deeper 10 role with Wissa playing a bit out onto the left-hand side and Umbermo attacking that right-hand side. Again, the style of play that Brentford do will give us, it can cause us some problems because, like I say, when they get the ball back, they do break and they break pretty quick. So on the bench for Brentford is Valdemarson, me, Aya, Damsgaard. I'm surprised Damsgaard hasn't got a game, to be fair. I don't know whether he's carrying a knock. Konak, Magoma, Kayode, Jisoon, and Morgan is the bench for Brentford. So, Ian Fleming, thank you, buddy, for a membership. He's gifted that membership and it's gone to Mark Cooper. So, again, welcome, Mark. And like I say, if you could help us out massively when it comes to redoing your membership, that would be fantastic. So again, strong side for Brentford and Newcastle. And to be fair, I've said this has got goals written all over it for me. I've set it out on a formation of 4-3-3 for both sides. Like I say, I have a feeling that these guys are going to go very much man for man when it comes to the match. So when you look at it across the park, like I say, I have a chance of going 5-3-2. You'll get, like I say, Sade drop in and try and narrow the space. What Thomas Frank likes to do and what he's been renowned to do is try and win the balls in this part of the field centrally. Any ball that knocks down, he wants to try and outnumber. So he plays quite narrow here, but then uses the width of the wide men with Sade and Umbuemo to release the ball. And obviously, like I said, when Sade drops down into that left wing position, what you get then is Whistle will just drift out and he'll play in the half space. So Burn and it's gone straight out of my head. Oh, crikey. Having one of those moments. Burn and Fabian Shaw. Yeah, I don't know what's the matter with me tonight. Burn and Fabian Shaw, I think, will need to be switched on. Like I say, all three up top for me are good players and can hurt you if you allow them to. So again, you've got to be on the toes. And I hope, like I say, whatever the reports are out there regarding hangovers, I'm hoping that the hangover isn't going to last. So, like I say, for me, that's the formation. I think it's going to go man for man. And like I say, when we're on the attack, I think what you'll get is more of a 4-4-2 system, and he'll try and compete more into the middle. And like I say, you can drop another player. Janelt can go and drop into the deep, and you get a 5-4-1 system if Mbuemo drops in again, depending on how it goes. What I like about Thomas Frank is the fact that, like I say, he's a very much he reminds me very much of Kevin Keegan of back in the day when he'd go out there and want to win, and it didn't matter how many goals by or how many goals he conceded. It was more the fact that he just wanted to get the results. So it's going to be an interesting one. Just going to have a quick look. Yeah, there you go, Mighty Mag. Anybody helping me along today would be great if you just give us a thumbs up and see if we can break the record of viewers, which will be superb. Jay saying, I hope that they play with the tune "Pump It Up" spirit again. And I think that, like I say, if they can continue the play the way they actually had a go at Liverpool, I think it'll be great. Absolutely superb game. Like I say, I wish to God I could have got up there this week, but unfortunately, with family issues, I couldn't make it. So. Emerald has put down, now we have the monkey off our backs. Let's just play. And I totally agree. Jay saying again, I hope Trippier and Tonali take the set pieces, free kick specials and corner deliveries of outstanding quality. Well, I agree, but it's really weird, isn't it? Because for me, we haven't really seen a lot of quality. Well, we haven't really seen Tonali actually have a look at doing a set piece. And, by all accounts, he's got it in his locker. But like I say, I've yet to see anything regarding a set piece, but got a hell of a shot on him. A lot of our goalkeepers say when he hits the ball, he hits it Richard Cardwell, we will beat tonight. We'll get beat tonight. So he thinks that we're going to have the hangover and struggle. Uh, and listen, there's potentials for this to be an absolute banana skin. Jay saying that he's open. Barnes plays well tonight. Well, like I say, he's got the opportunity now, and everybody gave him. I still doubtful. I still have my doubts about Barnes. Like I said, he can produce the goods on the occasion, but sometimes he can just switch off mentally. Seen it for too many years before. Like I say, when he was at the Albion, when he was at Leicester, he has blinders, but sometimes he can just go astray. And again, like I say, he's got his opportunity to keep his spot. Like I say, Gordon's still suspended, but obviously there's going to be, is Gordon going to be just to ease straight back in, and that's up to Barnes. I mean, if Barnes has a blinder again today, back to back really good games, then should Gordon get his position straight back? I don't think he should. Potentially it could be Jacob Murphy who gets dropped once Gordon comes back. Who knows? I'm just trying to look at some of the chat before I go into the next bit. Choppy saying, evening, Gary. I can't watch the Newcastle game tonight. It clashes with my monthly quiz at St. Bees. Well, Choppy, if you take your headphones with you, mate, pop one in. You can listen to us if you want. You're more than welcome to, buddy. Bandits, we better not have a hangover from the Cup. Need to back final four performances up and need same intensity, nothing less. Totally agree, mate. I really think that we are in for a really good game today. I really do. I think I have. Well, I say I really do. I mean, football's a funny old game, isn't it? You just never know what team's going to turn up. I got Barnes with Galasso tonight. Yeah, says Brant. Just having a quick look. Isaac hat-trick tonight, says Tiga, out in India. Hope it's early morning for you, buddy. So thanks for joining me. I'm just having a quick troll saying, hey, Gary, Michael's in there as well. MM 3 points tonight puts us fourth. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because, we're all talking about how well Nottingham Forest are doing, and they're doing absolutely superbly well. I mean, you can't really fault what they're doing and what they're achieving. But when you look at it, we win our games in hand now. Our 2 games in hand of them, we're 4 points behind. Is it too much to ask to finish third? Obviously, the mighty win still has us down there for second position. Brant saying he may attempt to join. Mate, if you can, superb, lovely to have you. So feel free, buddy. If you need the link, I'll give you a shout. Just having a quick look. Can't believe Sky are showing the Merseyside derby instead of our match. No BT coverage either, or Amazon, which is disappointing. We'll have to splash out on a new dodgy stick. Oh, Mark. Hey, well, you've got me, buddy. I mean, what more can you ask? Right then, let's have a quick look at a couple of facts about Brentford. Nothing overly interesting, to be fair, but interesting facts. Form guide, obviously, we've said when we did the preview yesterday, Newcastle, won, lost, won, pretty up and down. Won 3, lost 3 in the last 6. Brentford lost 1, lost 2, won 3, drawn 1. So again, Premier League form is shown, form is displayed in the most recent fixtures. So when you look at the last 5 fixtures between us and Brentford, the Carabao Cup, December, we beat them 3-1. December, again, in the Premier League, Brentford beat us 4-2, and that's when everybody was questioning whether we were going to beat them, in the semi-finals, in the quarterfinals. Brentford, back in May 24, lost 4-2 at Brentford to Newcastle, and September 23, Newcastle again 1-0. Brentford 2-1 back in April 23. So they've won a couple against Newcastle, but mainly at home. don't seem to do very well at St James's Park, and I hope that continues. So, opposition stats, the leaders, Brian Mbuemo, he's got 15 goals, Wissa 14, and Sade 7. So again, the three up top seem to know where the net is when it comes to assists. Mikkel Damsgaard has got 10 assists, Mbuemo 5, and Janelt has got 3. When it comes to chances created, Brian Mbuemo, he seems to be involved in everything, has got a number of 52 chances created, and Damsgaard and Keane Lewis Potter comes with 51. Sorry, I think Keane Lewis Potter, I've got that on the wrong sheet. I think he came second on 20. So even their fullback, he's getting involved in a lot of chances created and involvement in goals. So, like I say, they have got a half-decent side if you allow them to play. Alexander Isak, 19 goals. Anthony Gordon, 6. Harvey Barnes and Jacob Murphy, 5 each. And there's a bit of a drop-off from theirs, obviously 15 and 14. But again, they don't have, and I suppose you can argue the fact that we haven't got many other goal scorers within the side. But like I said, with Isak in the side, you feed the horse will neigh. Assists, we've got Jacob Murphy on 8, Bruno Guimaraes on 6, Anthony Gordon and Alexander Isak on 5. Chances created, 49 Anthony Gordon, 37 Bruno Guimaraes, and 36 Alexander Isak. It's a stat that I didn't expect to see, to be fair. You don't really see Alexander Isak, apart from getting involved himself, doing much else and laying players on. But, like I say, he's stat maybe up there from deflections, from saves from the keepers. Who knows? But like I say, glad to see him there. So here's some stats to wear your friends, apparently. Having lost their first ever home league match against Brentford, 5-2 in September 34, Newcastle United are now unbeaten in their last 6 against them at St James's Park. 1-5, drawn 1. There you go. Brentford had failed to win any of the first 6 Premier League games against Newcastle, Division 1 and League 5. But won the reverse fixture 4-2 back in December. Only in 34-35 have they ever done the league double over the Magpies. And that's a stat that obviously Win threw at us earlier on. Newcastle have won 9 of their last 13 Premier League games. This after only winning 5 of their opening 15 matches of the season beforehand. Indeed, since the first game in this time, December the 14th versus Leicester, only Liverpool have more Premier League wins than the Magpies coming into this match day. So that's an interesting one over the last 13 games. So, there's us saying that we're playing really poor, but the stats say otherwise. Brentford have won each of their last 5 Premier League away games, the longest winning run in the road any side since 24-25. In the competition's history, only one side has won 6, and we said that the other day, which was Arsenal back in 2020-21. Excluding own goals, Brentford have scored from their first shot of every match 9 times in Premier League this season, the most of any side, while Newcastle have conceded their first shot. They have faced 9 times, also a league high figure. So again, this is a Thomas Frank scenario where, like I say, he allows his players to be free. He doesn't like to restrict them. They get within a shooting distance and he likes them to unlock it and have a crack. And, like I say, Lady Luck seems to have been with them. And sometimes it wrong foot to the keeper. So you don't get your feet planted to dive into the corners very well. So maybe that's a reason they've been so successful. Newcastle have dropped a league low 7 points from winning positions in the Premier League this season, while only league leaders Liverpool, that have got 19, have recovered more from losing positions in the competition this term coming into match day than the Magpies, which are on 18. Again, these are all stats that if you want to view them. Newcastle's Bruno Guimaraes has won 92 fouls in the Premier League this season. I would imagine at least 80 of them weren't that harsh, to be fair. At least 34 more than any other player. Indeed, since opted of the data of the competition from 2003-04, amongst players with 5,000 minutes or more, only Jack Grealish at 3.8 and Wilfried Zaha at 3 point, win more fouls than in the 90 per 90 than Bruno Guimaraes. So yeah, crazy stat that one. Alexander Isak has scored 19 Premier League goals this season, 9 at home and 10 away. The only Newcastle player to score 10 plus goals both home and away in a season, the competition, was Andy Cole back in 93-94 and Alan Shearer in 2001 2002. So again, it just proves what we've got up front for us. He's certainly a striker on form. Just going to quickly take that off there because you don't need to see that anymore. I'm going to throw the teams up just so you can see what I've got in front of me, and then you guys can see what the team for everything that it is really. So, like I say, I'll put the Newcastle side up first. So there you go. There's the 11. I'll just give that a little bit of a boot. Oh, it's not going to allow me. Never does for some unknown reason. So there you go. There's the Newcastle side. Like I say, I'll leave that up on the screen, and I'll switch it to the Bees one. Anything else in the chat? Kenny, you go to Thailand. There's lots of. I mean, it's that time of year now. Everybody's going abroad. Everybody's having a bit of fun and time to themselves, which is grand. Just going to throw the Brentford team on. There you go, and I'll keep that running through until we get up there to closer to kickoff. I mean, we got another half an hour yet before kickoff, so it's looking good. We're all good. I'm just having a quick look at the chat. Isak will be the first player within 2 seasons ever to a new NUFC shirt to score 20. Yeah, there you go. Stat, if Isak scores tonight, he will only have double figures home and away, only player to do since Andy Cole. And obviously, like I've just said, Shearer in 2001, 2002. Gordon suspended, not injured. Yeah, absolutely. But obviously, whether he'd have played even if he wasn't suspended, it would make you wonder, wouldn't it? If they would have risked him playing, because by all accounts he was still quite bruised in the presser, according to Eddie Howe. So Power Punch, he's saying it's going to be 4-0 to Newcastle. Well, you've got my backing, buddy, if it is. Morale saying drop Murphy, wash your mouth out. Yeah, exactly. He's done okay. I mean, like I say, he doesn't set the world alight, but he does okay. He seems to he seems to have a really difficult start to games. Passes the ball away quite often. Dilly-dallies on the ball a little bit more than you want him to. But then all of a sudden he can get some really good partnerships going. Like I say, he seems to look a lot better with Trippier in the side behind him. Again, I don't know whether it's communication. Don't know whether it's that captain's role that Trippier often brings to the table when he comes into the side. He's got a lot of verbal communication, and like I say, for me, it's all about triangles. And I said what I loved about Liverpool was J7 dropping deep for the aerial launch from Kelleher, and Tonali dropping in that left centre midfield. And to me, it's all about triangles. And what you had is quite a nice little pattern of play between Tino, Tonali, and Harvey Barnes on the left-hand side. Very similar to Trippier, Bruno, and Murphy. Again, I understand it must be frustrating for Murphy. It's certainly frustrating for football fans, when Murphy screws up a lot of the time. But you've got to also understand the role that the gaffer asks of him. It's not an easy role because, like I say, you've got to be on your toes to attack. You've got to be on your toes to defend and support. When we've moved up on the left-hand side and Tino's out of position, everybody shuffles across, and you get the likes of Trippier dropping into that right centre-back position. So Murphy just has to get into the line somewhere, and he, like I say, he's always been asked to pull back and play it right back most of the time. So very difficult job he has to do. And like I say, it takes some player to do that without many mistakes, in my opinion. But it'll be interesting to see whether, like I say, Jacob Murphy has a decent game today. I hope he does, because, like I say, that's what I want him to do. Like I say, it's going to be interesting. Just going to give myself a couple of seconds just so I can move across and smash the like button. So again, we are half an hour away from kickoff. On this build-up against Nottingham Forest, Newcastle versus Brentford. I don't know why I can't say blooming Brentford. I always want to say Bournemouth. Um, maybe I've got an allergy towards London clubs. I don't know. Yeah, but there's some interesting facts out there. If you want to go and have a look, and like I say, there's I don't know where we're going to be when it comes to the game time, or how we're going to feel. Are the lads going to be up for this? And that's the worry on everybody. I mean, for me, like I say, if you couldn't get motivated after that performance against Liverpool, coming up at home as well for your next home game, and I think if it was an away game, it may have been different. But again, our support away, as it is at home, has been outstanding. I really can't see there being an issue. And I'm just having a look at SofaScore to see how they've put it. So they've gone a little bit different to me. So they've gone with a 4-2-3-1 with Yarmouk playing in the 10 role behind Wissa. So I thought he would probably play a bit more of a deeper role. But maybe they're going to try and form this little triangle in the midfield. But again, for me, this is Brentford. They go very much gung-ho, playing 4-on-4 up front, if you like, because like I say, they'll go man for man. So hopefully we can dominate that midfield and press them back and keep pushing them back, because like I've always said, for me, it's about changing the opposition coach rather than us changing to their system. So we need to dominate this. We need to dominate that midfield in my eyes. And I think we'll get something from the game. It'll be interesting anyway to see how that goes. So I'll just put that up on the screen just so you guys can see what I'm watching. Like I say, apologies. It's a bit on the small side. I'll try and get it a little bit bigger, but it never really wants to do a lot for me for some unknown reason. There you go. You can see it a bit better now. So there you go. So they've gone for this 4-2-3-1 system. I just thought I'd have a look to see how SofaScore. But again, that SofaScore, I'm not sure whether that's legit. I would have probably, if I was going to play that system, maybe Damsgaard would have been my choice. So maybe there's a little bit of a knock, or maybe he's just knackered and needs a rest. But it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one. Random access. Thank you, my friend, for throwing that towards me. Random access has just gifted me a £5 now. Not sure whether it's just post-cup fever, but for some reason I feel very, very confident about tonight. Buddy, so do I. Like I said, I've been... I know it's common knowledge to everybody now. I don't actually watch football if it ain't Newcastle. I've got better things to do in my life than to watch anybody else play football. I wear my heart on my sleeve when it comes to footy. Like I say, I struggle to even watch the national side now, and that's very hard for me to say. But we have got very boring when it comes to international football. I like free-flowing football. I like attacking. I like to see chances created. And when it's just tap backwards and forwards, left to right, I do get a little bit, oh, here we go again. But a really interesting stat that Wynn threw at me yesterday evening. And again, I'm just going to try and see if I can find it, because it was... quite an interesting one when it comes to our top six. Now, bless him, he did a lot of this work, and I'm hoping I'll just put myself off there and throw it onto there before, because it doesn't change on this screen. If people get a chance to have a look, top six versus top six. At the minute, you've got Wynn's done a little bit of a league table um, of the top 6 teams playing each other. Liverpool are on top, played 7, goals 14-4 against 8 with 15 points. City are second, 10 played, so they've played a lot of the top boys already. 15 goals for, 14 against, so you can see their topsy-turvy side at the minute, leaking goals left, right and centre, but also ability to score. 14 points. Arsenal played 8, 14 goals for, 7 against, 13 points in third. Then it's Newcastle. 8 played, 13 goals for, 12 against. Again, we've been quite sloppy when it comes to conceding goals on 11 points. Then it's Forest, played 9, 8 goals for, 15 against the top teams. And like I say, the Toon have done the double over Forest this season with 9 points. And then Chelsea come in 6th place, played 7 goals for, 6, 11 against with 5 points. So I was quite interesting because, again, there's a lot of conversation about is Nottingham Forest, is it a flash in the pan? Well, Lady Luck has to ride with you, win, lose or draw. You've got to have a little bit of luck to keep winning. And they have been, and they've probably rode the crest of a wave a couple of times without being punished. But that's nothing against them. They've still got to go out there and get the points, and they've done that. But again, they've done it against the teams this season we've struggled most against. Teams that towards the lower end, mid to lower table teams, West Ham, teams like that, where we really can't get going for whatever reason. So, but against the top teams, it's like, and this is what I was saying yesterday. It seems funny that we seem to switch on against the big sides, and I can't understand why we can't have that mentality against everybody we face. Now, I understand exertion. I understand, the mental pressure that these guys are under to perform week in, week out. It gets a bit mundane. But surely to God, if you're a footballer, you must love football. And they shouldn't need much motivation. The biggest problem I have with this, like I say, we've got far too many. It seems at this present moment in time, when 2 players are having a bad game, 6 join them. And I find that strange. And again, it can only be mental football. So, what's happened has happened. We won the cup, but this has got to be a different level of mentality now. We've got lots of, games in April, 6 games. Next week is going to be, not next week, the week after is going to be a hard one because it's like, Wednesday, Saturday. So they've only got 2 days recovery. And again, you're looking at a very small squad regarding depth of quality. So I would have thought before then there will probably be lots of substitutions a little earlier. If the game's going our way, then probably you've seen this season from Eddie, because like I say, he doesn't really make that many early substitutions unless it's not going the way he wants it to go. So it's going to be an interesting one. Just having a quick look. Queeley's hi sweetie, is saying, please hit the like button, the thumbs up. Win, lose or draw, the value of your contribution tonight. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Just having a quick look through if anything else random. I've done that one. Thank you, guys. Kenny's, I'm not talking about that. Can't see anything else apart from you guys talking about going to Thailand. And I'm so jealous. I really am. Be interested to take some photos. Obviously, we've got a Malaysian Dom who's been on the show many a time. And he gives, whether you follow him on Facebook, he throws some great photos of the fan base out there in Malaysia. So, like I say, for me, it's just amazing. And like I say, winning and competing at the top will always bring out fans and get us, and again, people say to me, why do you support Newcastle? Well, like I say, it's the first team I went to see. I was born in Monkston, but moved away very quickly, um, and grew up in the Midlands. But like I say, for me, it was the first team that I went to see, and I've never looked back. And I will never ever watch another team, and that's just me. Like I say, 1971 was my first game. Went up there with Malcolm McDonald. His debut against Arsenal, against Liverpool, and he got a hat trick again. Massive love. My granddad was massive supporter. Loved Super Mac massively. And like I say, I went with him from, like I say, very young, and I've been going ever since. It's really weird. I could kick myself though, because I'd got the Man U tickets through the ballot, and quite stupidly forgot that I'd got them, and I didn't put myself forward once I'd won the ballot, to actually collect them. So I'd missed the deadline, and I could have kicked myself. But that's it. That's football, isn't it? There you go. I mean, like I said, I'd have been up there tonight if I'd have had the opportunity. But again, unfortunately, because of family commitments, I can't get there. Um, but like I say, I'm sure we'll have feedback from the mighty win, as we always do. I'm trying to have a look at anything else that I can see out there in Viewerland. Anything of the latest regarding. It's all talking about Shahar doing his bit on his first senior call-up since he signed from Wolverhampton Academy in 23. So there you go. Congratulations to Shahar for his senior call-up. Again, I wanted to ask you guys, is that the reasons why our academy is growing? Are we getting some, pretty good youngsters coming through, the lads? Natalie Reeve. How are the lads? Natalie, welcome along, sweetheart. Lovely to have you. Lassies and bairns, may I also say that? Is it the fact that now we've got the young uns now coming to the Newcastle because of what Eddie Howe does for the young uns? It gives them the opportunity to get involved. Like I say, sitting on the bench. Is that one of the reasons why you think we are pulling some of the cream of the crop now from the other clubs? Because, like I say, it seems very much the way these days. So, like I say, we are 15 minutes ish away from the start of the match. So I'm just going to swing myself onto the next screen for me, because obviously I want to make sure that I am bang up to date with what's going on. If I see anything, I will let you know. Chelsea sold their women's team, got 100 million to the Chelsea FC, so free to spend in the transfer window. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously something that, you're always going to get. There's always going to be loopholes within the system. And that's a massive loophole in my eyes when you get like the hotels that they sold to a sister club, if you like, not a sister club, but sister owners. The money, you know for a fact, the money's coming back to you, and that to me is a little bit crazy. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Just going to check to see if there's anything. I just see Thomas Frank, who is on Sky Sports, doing a bit of a chat. I think as of yet. So I'll leave that there. And in a minute, I'm going to obviously switch screens. So you'll see just the screen may go back a little bit, but we will be back. Obviously, if you see the screen go onto our what's name screen just while I'm setting it up, then that's what will happen. So don't worry, I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just making sure, like I say, I've got the live events set up, ready to go. So anything from you guys, anything out there that you've seen you want to talk about for the next 5-10 minutes? Kenny, they'll be selling their burger vans next. Yeah, that's true, mate. Absolutely true. And like I say, there's loopholes for selling stuff as much as you want. Happy for us to do anything that is within the rules. Haha, says rugby analyst. And then love that you were born in Monkston, Geordie blood. Says a World of Warcraft noob. Yeah, never dilutes, mate. And like I say, when I go down to even now, like I say, when I go back and spend some time with the mighty winner, he's so hospitable towards us. I still go back when I get the opportunity to visit my old place. So it's lovely, and I've still got family up there. Still got cousins up there. So like I say, it's great to go back home. I always call it home. I don't know why, but I always do. Um, as Fab definitely signed imminently, according to what was what I've read. There was still discussions going on regarding the chat and obviously the discussion of the contract. But according to Natalie, it's yes. So it looks very much as though he has signed a new contract. So again, there you go. Thanks, Nat, if that's true. But I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anything regarding confirmation of that. But like I say, it wouldn't surprise me. And like I say, I hope he does. He's certainly worth another year, even if he's back up to whatever happens in the summer. Because, like I say, you know what he can give you. He can always give you a game when he's up for it. So I'm good. And like I say, it just takes the pressure off because, like I say, now Lascelles isn't going to feature this season. We really need to get on board with that, don't we? Um, so good news from me anyway. Anything else on here that I'm just having a quick look to make sure that I'm not missing anything on my other screens? Because, like I say, these things have a habit to come and bite you on the backside. Happy Fab has signed a new contract, but don't think he should be our starting centre back next season, says Aaron Kant. Aaron, new name, I haven't seen you before, buddy. Welcome along. But that's what I said. It's great because it takes the pressure off. I can't see him being a starter next season. It wouldn't surprise me if he is, but I can't see it. But like I said, for me, we all know he's put his eggs in a basket from his hometown club, where he's on the board there now, and it's only going to be a matter of time before he obviously decides to move over towards that club, being a part of the directorship. So it's a case of how many more years do you think he's got in his legs? Well, like I said, he's not really been the quickest anyway from when he signed. So it's like I said, he's a centre back. He's part and parcel of the squad. He's a good rotation player. You know what you're going to get with him. You're not going to start from fresh. So like I said, for me, it's a case of let it happen. And like I say, it just takes the pressure off. So good to see that he's or hear that he's signed. Because like I say, I hadn't had confirmation that he had signed. Was imminent. Thank you. With plenty to give us all. Feel Shaw can start in some games. Great option to have because he's so good on the ball. Well, like I said, he's got that distribution of the ball, and we know that. But how many times does he give the ball away? Is it what you want all the time? What it does do, it gives the defence something to think about. Not our defence, the opposition defence, because obviously they know that he can ping a ball 70 yards. And the 1 out of 5 times type of thing, if it comes off, it usually comes off very well. So I'm just having a quick look at Brentford and some of their highlights, and it's showing you their attacking play. And like I say, that there's a few guys that can score in this team, so it's going to be interesting. I do love the way they scan into St James's Park over there in America. So it's going to be interesting. Natalie Rive, I think they will score 5-0 to Newcastle tonight, says Nat. Superb. I tell you something now, you guys are a lot more confident. I said 3. I'd be happy with 3. But you guys are beating me with 4s and 5s, I tell you now. Which is, like I say, that's nothing to be ashamed about. I love that. Yeah, rugby saying that would be a dream. Shaw reminds me of Bonucci. Are you sure? Come on, rugby. He's good, but I don't think he's Bonucci's level. I'm just having a look at the war flags. They've got quite a. I don't quite know what that is, to be fair, on the war flags thing display. It looks like there's a couple of things missing. I'm hoping they pan out a little bit because you probably get a better view of it. Not sure what that is. Anybody in the chat know what that is? Oh, on the ball. Okay, buddy. Oh, it's the cup. There you go. I've just seen the gold of the outside of the handles of the League Cup. So yeah, what they've done in the crowd at St James's Park is War Flags have done a mock up of the League Cup for anybody that hasn't had chance. Yeah, rugby. I totally agree with you. Bonucci didn't have much pace, but what he had got was control of the ball and time. Good players always seem to find time, didn't they? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, Shaw sometimes plays that he hasn't got a care in the world type of thing. And like I say, and to me, like I say, he has got that chance and the opportunity to ping balls across the park. But like I said, I always thought Bonucci was special. Like I say, I always see him as if he'd got an extra 5 or 10% in his locker. Always played in second gear. Never seemed to really push himself. And like I said, you don't see that too much with Fabian Shaw. When he plays really well, he plays outstanding. But when he has a bad game, he has a bad game throughout. And that's, like I said, heading of the ball hasn't been great. Great against Liverpool, and that's what I can't understand. How can you have one good game and then come previous to that, have 3 or 4 shockers? So it's interesting, interesting one. But yeah, great opinion. I like that though. And I say I wouldn't mind Bonucci in a black and white shirt. So we're on the 7-minute countdown. So I'm going to put it onto the main screen. So again, bear with me a second if I change the screens and you guys, if I lose you or something like that, then just give us a chance just to bring it back up. So there you go. There you go. You'll hear some noise in the background for you guys out there, just so it's not listening to me drone on for a while. Chiellini. Oh, wow. Dan Burn reminds you of Chiellini. Nice. Dan Burn, he's got his critics, hasn't he? Dan Burn reminds me of Marmite in our squad. So many people love him, so many people don't, and I find that really strange. Because, like I said, for me, he's certainly been up there with one of our best seasons this year. So, best players in the season so far. Not, I'm going to say the best, but one of our best. He's certainly shone. And it's a shame that, like I say, we've missed out on the likes of Hall now for the rest of the season, because he was another little light at the end of the tunnel, wasn't he? Did really well. Yeah, interesting look at what's going on out there. Dan Burn has been excellent this season. The signing of Lloyd Kelly elevated his level. Yeah, that's also true. I think, sometimes competition, when you bring somebody in that plays your role, you have to go out there and cement it, don't you? Do you think, yeah, you're right, Craven, you got the seller man of the match. Sorry, player of the month, I should say, not player of the match. Do you get the feeling though? Would Dan Burn have been in the side if Botman had have been fit and raring to go? Don't think he would. I think Botman would have been first choice, and maybe Dan Burn left back. You love it. You love him out there. Don't lie. I know you guys love it, especially Win. Win keeps telling you, doesn't he? He keeps saying, they were the best defence in the league in that Champions League season. So there you go. I'm just having a quick look at what's going on in the chat. If I've missed anybody, okay, Happy Fab has signed. Natalie, World I think that's it. So we are literally 4 minutes away from the start of the game. So like I say, enjoy. Like I say, I'll do my best to do the live watch along. Sometimes over in America, where I'm getting this feed from, they're predicting a really poor storm. So if it goes down at any point, bear with us. Like I say, I'll do my best, my very best to bring it back. And we'll see where we are. So just having a look at what the prediction lineup is over in America. So again, Pope, Trips, Shaw, Byrne, Livramento. Our back four with Bruno, Tonali and J7. In the middle with Jacob Murphy, Isaac and Harvey Barnes up top. And it's going to be an interesting one to see whether we get anything from them. Just waiting for the Brentford's lineup to see whether there's anything changed from my setup to theirs. Now they've gone 4-3-3 as well, like I thought. Like I say, SofaScore had got it wrong. Flecken, like I say, Vanderberg, Collins, Pinnock, and Lewis Potter. And again, they'll go man for man. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me. Norsgaard, Jan Elton, Yarmouk, and obviously Mbeumo, Wissa, and Sade, Shade, whatever his name is, out on the left wing. Again, their front three, very good, very interesting. Got some good goals and assists this season, so it's going to be interesting for them. Let's see, just have a quick look at Brighton. Just started to take the stadium now, and Newcastle are out on the field. So, like I say, enjoy the game, everybody. Hope it's a successful one. I say I'll do my best to keep up with the game. If the picture quality isn't great, so I don't always get to see the players or the player number. So I'll just say it's a Newcastle player, or I'll say it's a Brentford player if I don't recognise them. That is the best I can do. So we'll see how we go. But like I say, enjoy the game, and like I say, we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed we get the points we deserve. Great. So got my second feed on just in case this one goes down, but this one is a little bit behind the actual time. So again, anybody in the chat just before we start, please don't celebrate until you hear it from myself. It just spoils it for everybody else listening if they're listening to the podcast or something else. So like I say, keep it to yourselves, and we'll see where we go on. So Newcastle to kick off. Here we go. Isaac to start us. Referee is now plays it all the way back to Fabian Schär, who goes long straight away, trying to pick out J7. Headed clear towards the halfway line from Brentford. Again, picked up by Berg onto Mbeumo. Mbeumo fortunately couldn't get hold of it, and it's just cleared long, straight to the back line. Again, it's very much fast-paced, as you can imagine. Everybody trying to get a touch of the ball, and Brentford managed to get it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Flecken plays it out wide. Collins with a little bit of grass to run into, going forward, and again coming towards the halfway line, tries to take it all by himself, and he's giving the ball away there. Bruno sees a bit of a run from Jacob Murphy, but unfortunately not a greatest ball, to be fair, Jacob Murphy to get to. Brentford now just trying to get hold of the ball, and that's got to be a Newcastle throw-in, which it is. Kieran Trippier with a throw-in now. Just waiting to try and get somebody to come to him. Bruno plays nice little ball. That's a poor ball from Murphy in towards Isaac, but again, first time to try and get it into the middle, into the danger zone. Harvey Barnes now plays it into J7. on the edge of the box. Oh, great little drop of a shoulder. He plays it to the back post. Oh! How did Isak? I thought Isak had scored then. Oh my God, great play from Tino. Just dropped his shoulder on the left wing. Great overlap. Got the ball fed to him from J7. Goes to go outside, comes inside, dinks it with his left foot to the back stick. Isak gets up to head the ball, but just puts it wide of the post. A little bit more into the corner, and obviously it was there, wasn't it? Unlucky boys. Good start though, really good start. Great start from Tino as we suggested. Carried on that role, which was superb. Unlucky J7 there, tried to control it through from his chest into Isak. Ball's come all the way back to Pinnock. And then Brentford just playing it along the back four. Collins tries to get it into Norgard into the midfield, but again, not a great little flick from there. Again, Harvey Barnes picks it up. It's a give and go with Isak. Harvey Barnes still has the ball. Plays it back towards J7. Both Byrne and Fabian Schär into the Brentford half. Like I say, all the players back for Brentford now. Out to Trippier. Fabian Schär continues his run. Ball inside to Bruno. Bruno overruns the ball a little bit, and Brentford have the ball now. Schär just runs into Trippier. And Fabian Schär picks the ball up and he carries on. Trippier took a bit of a wallop there. I don't know whether it was knee on knee. He seems to get up a little bit gingerly, but he's walking okay. J7 now plays the ball centrally. A nice little flick around the corner to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes got Tonali in front of him. He looked a little slightly offside there, Tonali, to be fair, but played on. And Collins did well. Tried to play the ball out there, but again, with the pressure of Bruno, didn't get much space there. So Newcastle win it back on the halfway line now. Bruno now sees a bit of space. Oh, that's a poor ball, Bruno. Sees Trippier down the right-hand side making a run, but very, very poor ball from Bruno. Trippier, he wouldn't have caught that if he was a greyhound, to be fair. Eddie Howe just making some notes about today's game. Just keeping everybody on the toes. Flecken going long, so let's see whether we can win with this one. Yes, well done, great header. Long. Pinnock now with Brentford, playing it all the way back to Flecken. Schär closes the space. Now good ball out to not sure who that is, if I'm honest. Brentford. Oh, that's a poor ball again, and Tonali nearly gave the ball away to Mbeumo, but wins it back. We've got Tino down the line to Isak. Down on that left-hand side, Isak touching the touch line. It's again keeping everything spread across that back line, so players have to watch where he's going. Murphy now looking for the run. Goes inside. Trippier goes on the outside. Comes back to Fabian Schär. Bruno now picks the ball up. Again, tries to look up and drive a little bit towards Brentford. Brentford have just literally got a block of 5 at the back now and 4 in front of him. So, like I say, a bit of a wall. Harvey Barnes tries to go down the line. Little dinking towards the back stick again. Ball gets headed away down to the penalty area. Trippier gets a smack in the face off the ball there from trying to get cleared from Brentford. Didn't get out the way very quickly off that one. And the game has been stopped just to obviously make sure that Trippier's okay. I mean, there's nothing he could do. It was just trying to get cleared. Trippier headed the ball back into the danger zone and it was just thumped, which caught Trips full on the face. Just counting his teeth there. But again, really good play down that left-hand side. Harvey Barnes this time, chipping the ball to the back post. It's just, like I say, it seems to be, again, we've said, haven't we, you know, how poor we've been with getting that delivery into the box more often. So glad to see that we've got that one. in the locker today, because that's something we definitely need. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. There we go. Ball's back in play now in the centre circle. Brentford again looking to go long for Mbuemo. Ball bounces. It's competition for Mbuemo and little dink into the box. It's cleared by Shaw. Murphy now plays it all the way back to Trippier. Closed down by Sade. Trippier goes long up the line, but again cut out by Lewis Potter. And quite comfortable Brentford on the ball. No pressure on the ball from Newcastle, to be fair. And just Norgard now goes to the far side where Mbuemo's got a bit of space to get the ball down on his chest. Onto the feet now, closed down by Tina. Harvey Barnes closes down. Just trying to, again, just push Brentford back. Again, with this mid to low block. Well done, Tino on Mbuemo, and he gets the foul. Well done, Sunshine, again. Didn't give Mbuemo any space whatsoever. We're in the 8th minute, and to be fair, I've again, that left-hand side seems so comfortable without many issues, to be fair. So fingers crossed. Long may it continue. Newcastle have gone long this time. Again, not really a chance for Harvey Barnes to get onto that one. It's a good ball played early. It's a ball through the middle for Isak to run onto. Isak's got a chance on goal here. Oh, he doesn't catch that one, but I'm sure he was offside. He looked offside? Yeah, he was. So he looked offside from where I was positioned, up in the gantry. Yeah, he was offside by a yard. So again, they'll recycle this to start again. I'm just trying to sort out my other feed because that's gone down. There you go. Just having a look at the Harvey Barnes chip to the back post from Murphy, Jacob Murphy, which he couldn't get to. Flecken now. Goes long. Again, this is where we need to be winning. Burn underneath and wins the ball to Isak. Lays off, nice little touch. And then it's Bruno trying to get Murphy on the run. I don't know, Murphy just stuttered a little bit there. I think he could have really driven at the fullback, Lewis Potter, and see what he could get out of it. Bruno now to Tonali. Tonali out to Trippier on the right-hand side. Into Bruno. Bruno's everywhere at the minute. Bruno tries a little inside right pass to try and get Murphy around the corner. Intercepted. Oh, Tino, you've got tripped there, and that's going to be a foul. Tino, there was a ball over the top. Again, this is what I said, the danger of Mbuemo. He'll stay high, he'll stay tall. You've got to be on your toes with this lad. And what Tino had seen the danger, and he tried to head the ball across to Fabian Shaw. And it was intercepted by Mbuemo. And obviously there was literally a foot chase then. And Tino won that one, but like I say, he got tripped anyway. So free kick has been taken, and it's gone all the way. Great pass to Tino, to be fair, on that left-hand side. Harvey Barnes is asking for it. It's a great inside left ball. Shot across the box. Ooh, from J7, right along, inside the 6-yard box. Driven across to the back stick. Tight angle to shoot from, to be fair. I don't think it was a shot direct. He was just hoping somebody was going to run on the back stick. And great little inside ball from Tino again. It was one touch out of his feet for J7, who flashed it across, and it was just in front of Isak, who was running into that back stick. So unlucky. Whisser out. Again, not really seen much of Whisser start of this game in the first 10 minutes, but again, don't shoot the messenger. He's one of them guys that can be out the game for so long, and then he could just be there following up on something. So again, I'm not going to say too much. Flecken now, just giving the ball short. Brentford not really seen much of the ball in the first 10 minutes. Have a bit of a chance to play. Again, just Newcastle just stepping off them and just allowing them to play in their own half. And then they go long looking for Sade, and Fabian Shaw gives him a nudge. Oh, sorry, it was Shaw. Gives him a nudge in the back with his shoulder, and he's questioning the referee, but you could see he took his eyes off the ball, and he was only looking at the player, to be fair. So a bit of a dangerous situation we find ourselves in now, because it's going to be, let's say, it's just in line with the 18-yard box, a little bit on the left-hand side, about 5 yards in from the touchline. It's going to be Umbuemo, I think, with a bit of an in-swinger towards that back stick. So, sorry, an out-swinger with it, because he's left-footed, isn't he? So he's going to float this in, I would imagine, to the edge of the 6-yard box. So come on, Popey, on your toes, sunshine. Let's keep this one tight, because this is where they love. These are the things that they really practice lots on. So let's see what goes on here. I'm just waiting for everybody to get settled. A couple of pushes and shoves. Just about 18 yards in. It's to the back post. Sorry, to the front post, and Harvey Barnes gets his foot on that, and it clears it for a corner. So corner to Brentford. Again, just allowing, taking it quite slowly. I think this is Lewis Potter who's taking the corner for them. Going to be whipped into the back post, I would imagine. Right-footed in-swinger, goes across the field, and it's, oh yeah, inside the 6-yard box, pretty central. Lots of bodies there, so so straight away there's a shot on goal from Umbuemo. He doesn't even wait for the ball to bounce, but the referee had given a free kick on the edge of the box anyway to Newcastle. So, but again, dangerous corner. Loads of bodies. Popey couldn't come through the crowd, so better just to stay on the touchline, if you like, and keep himself on the goal line just to protect. Because, like I say, he'd have flapped at something like that, I would imagine. It could have easily dropped to a Brentford player. Popey's going long himself now with his free kick. He goes again to the looking for J7, who doesn't get off the floor this time. Comes back to Byrne, who lobs one over the top for Harvey Barnes to run to, but that's going to run all the way through to Flecken to pick up. Brentford now playing dicey with that ball. Murphy just trying to close Flecken down there, but again, Flecken has a good pass out to that right-hand side. There's a bit of a movement now in the middle. Well cut out from Tonali, the first attempt, but it comes back to Brentford, out to Umbuemo now on that left-hand side, dinked in towards the back stick. And that was a really great clearance from Kieran Trippier at the back stick, because there was players there, and it was a great little ball in. Sade just tried to get into that back post, but Trippier followed his run, managed to get his head onto it before it come through to him. So great defensive work from him. Again, Lewis Potter now with the in-swinger. I say they certainly put players into the box, Brentford. On any set pieces, there's 6-7 players all the time in the box, so they're always scrambling for the ball. Here it comes again. This time he goes short along the floor. Comes back to Potter, who tries to whip the ball in, but it doesn't beat the front man. Tino manages to get that clear. Brentford pick the ball up again, and Umbuemo now a little bit further out than he probably wants to be. Faced up by Bruno, and then it's just literally a ball over the top to try and get the ball behind us, but it's cleared again by Tino out to Trippier. Then Tonali picks the ball up, but that's been deflected out for a throw into Newcastle. A bit stop-start, if I'm honest with you, at the minute. It's not as electric as I expected over the last 5 minutes. Newcastle having a bit of a lull, but again, maybe that's what it's going to be. It's going to be more of a hit game, so they go high intensity for 10 minutes, then have a bit of a breather for 5, and then high intensity again. It's going to be interesting. J7 out to Harvey Barnes now. A bit of pace coming about the team at the minute. Harvey Barnes again trying to get down the wing, but this time gets stopped, but it falls nicely to Tino. Tino, J7, back to Tino to Tonali. Tonali now. Got a bit of space to work with. Plays it across to Fabian Schär, who's about 25 yards out. Thought he was going to shoot then, and he tries a little dinker ball through to Bruno. It was intercepted, and then, like I say, we've getting great tackle from Trippier. Saved the day. Ball goes out for a throw-in. Yeah, he certainly committed himself there on Sade. You'll love his king. You'll catch the connection one day. And that's throw into Newcastle. Throws it all the way to Fabian Schär, just inside his own half. Out to Dan Burn now. Tino. Closed down really quickly from Brentford, to be fair. Harvey Barnes tries to play it through, but he's lost the ball this time. Harvey Barnes in a bit of a foot race, gets it back. Well done, Harvey Barnes plays it into Dan Burn, who just launches it clear his lines, and that's picked up easily by Collins, who again tries to go down the line for somebody to run onto, but that's run all the way through to Pope. Quite, I don't know, it's not a spectacle, let's put it that way. It's fits and starts of good stuff, but again, it's far too easy from both sides at times, giving the ball away in certain positions that they didn't need to, like a rushed pass. Just need a little bit more like that one there. Fabian Schär trying to throw Isak down the line, and it's just to me, it's just a percentage ball. If you're going to do that, you've got to go high and long, haven't you? Trippier now with the throw-in, throws it into J7. Ball is a 50-50 challenge there, but I think J7 left his foot in a little bit there, and he's saying, I'm not happy with that one. He's asking if he put his ball over the top of the ball. I mean, he caught him with the tip of the studs, to be fair, but it wasn't, didn't look deliberate. He tried to literally keep his foot open to block the ball. Collins just asking the question. Looking at Damsgaard on the bench now. Just surprised he ain't playing, to be fair. Like I say, it's system that Thomas Frank has put out is obviously doesn't include the work of Damsgaard. Like I say, he's certainly got a goal scorer there if he plays him just behind Wissa in the 10 slot. Burn now. Tino didn't have much time to get the ball down. He's lost it here on the right hand side. Manages to get a toe on it, and Dan Burn has lost it again there. And the deflection comes off to Tonali for a corner again to Brentford. Bit sloppy, if I'm honest. Not great from either Tino or Dan Burn there. Like I say, a little bit off balance with Dan Burn, who went to clear it, and it was a bit of an air shot. Umbuemo with this one to swing in. 3 corners now to Brentford, none to Newcastle. In swinger from Umbuemo. Wissa heads it onto the back stick. But Tonali manages to pick the ball up, and he gets a little bit of a push, and the referee from Collins, and referee quite happy to give the free kick there. I mean, silly from Collins, to be fair, because he was nowhere near the ball. Run from Murphy, but again, wasted delivery from Bruno. Saw the run, but just didn't execute the pass very well. Dan Burn then comes quite high to make a challenge on Norgard, so Harvey Barnes is sitting. Tonali's sat in that gap. There's a little bit of an overlap here. Oh, great deflection from that Norgard pass into Wissa. That gets deflected off Tonali straight through to Pope. So again, we've been very sloppy in the last 5 minutes, team, if I'm honest with you. Need to get a bit more of a foothold. We've been too quick in getting the ball into the passing zones for my liking. I mean, not that it's not a good idea. I mean, again, we've just lost the ball again on the 40-yard mark because trying to pass the ball, and it's not a great ball. There's too much risk involved with the amount of players around you. So again, not great in these last 5 or 10 minutes, if I'm honest. Brentford having a lot more of the ball at the minute. Oh, well done, Murphy. Murphy now plays it through to Isak. Isak with a running towards goal. He has a shot just over the bar from Alexander Isak. Yeah, well done, Jacob Murphy. Wins the ball back around about 45-yard mark and drives on. Just gives Isak the run. He's one-on-one for a split second. I thought, here we go. But like I say, he tries to drive it into the roof of the net, but just a little bit too much elevation on it. First touch takes him a little bit too wide, if I'm honest. Free kick for Brentford now. 3 attempts, none on target at the minute for Newcastle. Nothing for Brentford yet. You know what they say about this first shot, first goal type of system. So fingers crossed they get a shot off soon. Doesn't go in though, eh? Yeah, no, it's just holding the ball up to Mbeumo now. Just tried to flick it through, but ball's been given back to Newcastle. J7 again, rushed pass. Just take your time. The ball does fall to Tino though. He's got a bit of green to run into. He plays a lovely ball on the outside to Isak. Isak's running towards the penalty area, very wide at the minute. He's looking for options. Plays it back to Tino. Tino again just getting bodies around him. Again, no pressure on the ball. Brentford are more than happy for Newcastle to have the ball in the 30-yard zone. Jacob Murphy lines one up and it goes wide. Really poor effort, to be fair. But that's what you get with these low blocks, isn't it? You know, it's a case of, you know, 2 banks of 4. And I mean, if you look at that from Wissa, the attempt to block the shot, it was so poor, it was unreal. He just turned his back and just dangled a leg out. But again, it's a player who's frustrated because he's not involved in the game. And that's what I said. He loves to be involved all of the time. Flecken kicks the ball straight out of play for a Newcastle throw-in. Trippier now. Walking a few more paces up that line than he should, but the referee allows him to do it. J7's just not held the ball up at all yet. Again, too easy. Gave the ball away far too easy. Had his back to the player. First touch just allowed the player to get a toe on it. And Brentford win the ball back. But again, just really easy for Brentford to play. Again, trying to get... This is, like I said, Brentford are doing exactly the same as Newcastle. It's not a great game to watch. Brentford are just trying to play the ball too quick into the channels, and it's just misdirected. Very similar to the way we are at the moment. They've just got to make the pass to feet and then allow the play to continue and then support that play once they've passed the ball and not just give up, because at the minute they're playing everything 40 yards and allowing everybody else to do something. I mean, there you go. A ball fed into, was it for Tonali? Was it chest height? Was it for Isak? It was to nobody from Trippier, and it really is like I say, it's really crap at this present moment in time from both sides. Not the spectacle that I was expecting. Mbeumo. A bit of a trip from Tino on Mbeumo, so free kick just inside Brentford half. Just plays it all the way back to Flecken. Flecken again goes long, looking for those second balls, but great header from Fabian Schär this time. It runs all the way through to Isak. Skips over the first challenge. Murphy miscontrols, but it literally goes to Trippier. Murphy back with the ball now. He looks up. He's gone inside, but plays the ball a bit too short. And that's a really bad touch from Isak. Again, everybody stood still. The ball went forward and no movement from the likes of J7. Isak then tries a little delicate flick with the outside of his foot, and there's no runners. So Christ. Newcastle get the ball back anyway from, again, a bit of a rushed clearance. It's with Dan Burn in his own half, and about, again, no pressure from Brentford. Goes down the line to Murphy. Murphy, again, toes it back to Trippier, who's had to turn and face his own goal. Fabian Schär to Trippier, then all the way back to Pope, and we recycle again to Dan Burn now on that left side of the touch box. Dan Burn brings it inside of Umbermo. Tonali now. Bruno plays it out to Fabian Schär. Schär to Trippier. Back to Pope. So again, they're trying to draw Brentford out just to get some passing lanes open behind them. Very understandable. Play the way you're facing. There's no pressure on that whatsoever from me. It's when we get to the final third that seems to be very rushed. Great ball, that one now, for Isak to run onto. Down that left-hand side again, Isak. Again, a really poor ball from Isak. Nothing into feet whatsoever. It's like, you know, once they get into really good positions, the heads just switch off. There's no commitment to the cause when they get to that final third. Really, really awful play from everybody in them final thirds, to be fair. Everything looks rushed, everything looks off. They've got to switch on to them, to those. Berg now, deep in his own half with a throw-in. Throws it into Wissa. Wissa's come deep to try and get hold of the ball here. But again, that's a bad choice because Brentford give the ball away. Throw it to Newcastle. J7 through to Bruno. Bruno back to Dan Burn. Now Schär picks the ball up just inside the Brentford half. Plays it out to Trippier. Tries a little dink ball into Bruno. Bruno gets a good control of the ball. The ball comes out to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes brings it down. He tries a shot out to Tonali. Tonali shoots. It's blocked. They're all putting their arms up and saying it's a handball. Apart from Tonali, to be fair, who was probably in front of that. Referee, so the game continues. Looks like Collins, he hit Collins in the midriff chest. But again, it was too far away to see whether there was a handball there. Harvey Barnes, again, one of the brighter ones that's playing today, to J7 now, and left-hand edge of the box. But again, it's a poor half ball between both Burn and Schär. I mean, no press on the ball. And there you go, Isak again, dallying around up top, and Brentford have the ball back. Brentford now looking for the ball over the top for Schär to run onto. On the left-hand side now, Schär's got a bit of grass to run into it. On the edge of the box, he does a little bit of a trick, and he blasts the ball directly at Fabian Schär, and it's out for another Brentford corner. And again, you know, you've got to call it for what it is. When the ball is played and you've got your back to goal, you've got to do better. You've got to do much better when it comes to holding that ball up. Again, you know, dodgy one for us. In swinger into that 6-yard box. Loads of bodies in there. It's a bit of a, like I say, I don't even know what colour that is. Light pink Brentford shirt with plum shorts. In swinger again. Towards the back stick this time. Free header into the box, but the referee has seen a foul. Now, Pinnock was free there, but he's well, I wonder what he was giving there. It was a foul on Tonali, I think. Oh no, he's having a look at. Oh, it was his shoulder. He turned his body, and the ball deflected off his shoulder blade when on Tonali's shot. But like I say, there was only a couple of suggestions of handball, but nothing was going to come off that. Popey now with a free kick. Goes long. Again, Pinnock wins it quite comfortably in the air. Dan Burn heads it straight back to Collins. And it's very much, like I say, you have it, now you have it type of situation. Wissa now deep in his own half to try and get involved in the game. He's given the ball away though. Tonali now running on that left-hand side. He plays the ball down to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes running towards the touchline, brings it back on his right foot. Clipped it to the back stick. J7 gets up there and gets the header, but it's a looping header, and it's looped into the hands of Flecken. Flecken now goes again really quickly towards Schär, but again it's too long, too quick, and Trippier clears up, heads it back to Popey. Tonali now tries again a long ball through the middle towards J7 this time, who again, great interception from Bruno though this time, misplaced pass from Brentford. Plays the ball out to Harvey Barnes, seeing a lot of the ball at the minute. Harvey Barnes back to Bruno. Bruno plays it into J7, who gives it back to Bruno. Bruno tries to play it back to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes with a shot to the far stick. Again, trying to shape it into that top corner. Unfortunately, he just didn't come back enough and it's wide of the post. Again, lovely play, that one. I'll give him the due. Lovely shape to that ball, just didn't come back enough. I saw that flashing into that top corner of the net. It was one of them Barnes worldies that we've got to welcome, haven't we? You know, when he gets into those positions on the edge of the box, coming in off that left-hand side, when he wraps his foot around them balls and you see them just moving towards that far post, you just expect it to whistle the net, don't you? But again, it's, you know, these are all flash in the pan balls. It's like we played well in the first 10 minutes. We've run off the ball for 15 minutes, and then, you know, all of a sudden there's a really half chance. But the quality's got to be better, guys. I'm sorry, 33 minutes in, I'm not really tested Flecken yet. Well, Pope's not really been tested, to be fair. Like I say, it's more play in the middle of the park than it is in the danger zones. Not out to Pinnock now. Pinnock goes long again to try and pick out Sade. Sade on this left touch line, closed down by Trippier. Again, great tackle from Trippier. He's certainly getting the tackles in there. Not giving Sade a chance to run at him, to be fair. Just coming up to the 33 minutes gone. Free kick to, throw into Brentford. Sula, we got the lads all warming up anyway, so Willock, Longstaff, so the gaffer's not happy with what he's seen so far. Headed out from J7, and again Mbuma with an Mbuma over the bar. Nothing pretty, boys and girls, at the minute from both sides. Thomas Frank's on the edge of his box, and he's asking the questions. Panning the crowd at the minute. All the Brentford fans up in the gods. Long ball again. J7 wins it this time. Jacob Murphy then just tries to dink it over the top. Again, won by Brentford. Collins, and then Janelt back to Flecken. Berg just tried to give the ball again, you know, plenty of space for Brentford to play the balls into these passing channels. We've gone virtually man for man, but again, because we're so deep and there's no press on the ball, they're just waiting for the balls over the top. But like I said, it's just Flecken, just easy pass out to Lewis Potter there. Closed down from Trippier. Tonali heads it towards Isaac, but again, easy one for Janelt to pick up. Collins back to Flecken. Flecken has a touch. Closed down from J7. He goes long towards Mbeumo. Mbeumo plays a great little touch inside. Burns has to win that one, but again, he's the second ball. Burns out of position now. Ball's played over the top towards Sade. Sade's running towards the box. He's held up by Trips into Wissa. Wissa gets the shot blocked, and then Mbeumo has a shot, and that's blocked, and Tino with a clearance out for a Brentford throw. So again, you know, great interception from Burn, but he's way out of position when he passes the ball, and we lose that control again. And then obviously Brentford try and get in behind, and luckily for us, we managed to get the ball won back and out for a throw-in. Just going to have a quick look at my other side to make sure I ain't... There you go, I'll try that one. So Flecken now with the ball. Goes long again. Again, this is the thing. They've got a chance now behind us. And again, he looked offside, Sade, but he's not been given at the minute. From Bruno now inside the box. Berg. Janelt. Nose guard. Just again trying to keep hold of the ball. Bremo now out on that right touch line. Nose guard. Again, just keeping the ball, not any pressure, and try to get a little ball through, but that's fell kindly for Brentford on the edge of the box. And it's well challenged. Oh, a nice little touch inside from Harvey Barnes. And that's, again, a really poor ball from Bruno. Tried to play in... I could understand. I could see the pass, but it's just a poor pass. Bruno's rubbing the back of his thigh there. I'm not sure whether he's tweaked a hamstring. He seems to be running okay. He got both Trippier and Murphy free on that right-hand side. It's just a real poor execution of a pass, which was easily cut out again, allowing Brentford to attack again. So here we go. Every black and white shirt now in his half on a mid-block. And the usual 4-5-1 to try and stop Brentford. But again, nice little pass down that right-hand side. Looks like Sade has doubled up now with Mbeumo because Trippier is not allowing him to play much football down there. Dodgy little pass there, but got away with it there, Murphy. There's a free kick. Oh, Trippier, what you doing, lad? Slow the game down. I don't know. Is it me? Am I watching a different game here? Because I don't know what Bruno's doing. He's flying around like a headless chicken, playing at 100 miles an hour, and he's doing nothing right. Just calm down. Tried to play a ball up to Isak really quickly, and the ball was nowhere near him, and he's just giving the ball straight back to Brentford. Nose guard now. About 45 yards out from goal, faced up by again 5-4-1. The system that Eddie Howe loves. Murphy then just dropping back. You got Wissa now, and I think that's Pinnock that was trying to do the overlap down that left-hand side. Centre back obviously like to play a little bit high up the park. Again, Mbeumo just trying to play the give and go. He gets a little bit of a nudge, goes over. The referee says play on. Trippier, Tonali. Trippier saying to Murphy, get up the field. We just need to get out. But again, I'd rather than play the ball, just play the ball instead of looking for these glory balls over the top. Just get a foot on, and just relax with the ball. Everything just looks like I say, 100 mile an hour at the minute. Fabian Shaw and Dan Burn. Tino. Burn. Again, just trying to draw in, and it's a long ball up from Fabian Shaw, who picks out Isak. Isak then 50-50 ball to Harvey Barnes, and it was left by the two of them. Harvey Barnes just literally, again, I don't know whether he backed out of it, but Isak managed to do a full 360 and run onto the ball that he originally passed. He went on a bit of a run. He tried to get Tino going down that side, and the ball got deflected for the Newcastle corner. First one of the game. Let's see if they can replicate what happened at Wembley. Be interesting. Big DB. He's up there now. Needs more goals for me. As I say, we're missing out on with this tactical thing that Eddie Howe does, where he plays in a deeper role just to head the ball back into the danger spot. He's standing in front of Flecken at the minute. Big Dan Burn going to the front post. The ball goes towards the 6-yard box. It's tried to punch it from Flecken, but again he comes to a number of bodies, doesn't go far. It comes back out to Trippier, out to Tonali now. Tonali looks to get it into the box, and again headed clear from Brentford. And there's a bit of a run on with Wissa at the halfway line. Wissa goes for a little bit of a tumble off Murphy, and Murphy is having a bit of a talking to by the referee. But again, it was nothing nasty. There was nothing malicious in that. Wissa just done him, stepped inside, and he was just blocked on the thigh. Lewis Potter now down the left-hand side. Tries to do a little bit of a step over, but Trips having none of that. Trips is having a solid game, I must admit, at the minute with his tackling. and this time he gets the foul from Lewis Potter. In the 42nd minute, not great. Tonali just on the halfway line, having a bit of run. Plays the ball up the line towards Murphy. Murphy back to Tonali. Being stood up by a Brentford wall. Bruno, J7. Moves it on, recycles it out to Harvey Barnes on the left-hand side. Tino just inside him. On the corner of the box now with Harvey Barnes. J7 goes wide. Back to Harvey Barnes. Bruno goes square to Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär's got 10-15 yards. He lines one up. He has a go! Deflected off Isak. And it goes wide. You could see all along that Fabian Schär was going to wind one up there. There was nobody willing to close him down. Just pushed it a little bit wide, and like I say, he fires it directly into Isak. That could have gone anywhere as daft it looks. Could have been one of them that deflects off a knee, off a bum, and flies into the corner. So here we go. Into the 43rd minute we go. Still Newcastle 0, Brentford 0. 9 attempts from Newcastle, 4 on target. Oh, sorry, 1 shot on target. 4 attempts from Brentford, no shots on target. But we see shots on target don't mean anything because they've been blocked. I mean, Flecken's not had to make a save yet. So, like I say, stats don't always give you the full. That's another Bruno pass that didn't go where it should have been. Again, it's just too easy to read as a defender. You could see exactly. Murphy goes for the run on the inside position. And he takes a player with him, but the ball should go to the player that is in wide open space behind rather than trying to get in behind. Because like I say, there was only ever going to be one winner for that one. J7 now, with his back to goal, feeds it out to Tino out on that left-hand side. Isak now playing alongside him, comes back to Dan Burn, halfway in the Brentford half, to Fabian Schär, again, who's got lots of grass to walk into if he wants to. Again, he's looking for options, plays it into J7. Again, time to turn J7. No pressure from any of the Brentford lads. They've all just stepped off and gone into the box, looking for the block rather than anything else, trying to protect. And then Dan Burn tries to feed in Tino, but it's cleared halfway line from Berg. Throwed in, now to Tino. Tino has time to turn, like I say, no press on the ball. Decides to go backwards to Dan Burn, who moves it out to Fabian Schär. On that pendulum again. Trippier goes inside and allows the space for the ball to come to Murphy. Murphy then gets a challenge from Lewis Potter. Again, some nice little give and goes, but they're getting nowhere. Drawing Brentford further and further into our half, and that can only be a good thing. Should leave some space for us to play some football in behind. Schär goes long, he's looking for the ball over the top for Isak. Isak's got a chance of running on towards goal now. He's one-on-one with Collins. He turns Collins inside out. He goes back around him and he flicks the ball up to Harvey Barnes. He's offside. Why have you done that? Seriously. Why? I mean, what is going on with Isak today? He'd beaten the player. He was clear in front of fucking goal. And then he decides to try and beat him again. And then the little ball to the back post. Harvey Barnes is well offside. I mean, what is going on? Seriously. He beats Collins. He's got... I mean... Jesus Christ. I mean, Harvey Barnes has got the right to complain with that one. I seriously... not having the world's best game at the minute. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, he is offside. He's just... his foot is just a little bit offside. So it was closer than I thought. Originally, I thought he was miles offside. Can't understand that from Isak, though. Why he didn't shoot, I have no idea. Isak. Even though it's on his left foot. Dan Burn now picks the ball up, plays it out to Trippier on the right-hand side. Trippier again, got lots of grass to run into. Looks up, plays it into nobody. It comes out to Tino, who awkwardly tries to play it back into the box. It's headed clear. Only to Dan Burn, who plays it all the way back to Fabian Shaw. Trippier. Walter Pope out to Burn. Burn plays it up to J7. J7 flicks it inside to Tino. Tino to Bruno on the centre circle now. There's some movement in front of him. Jacob Murphy now got a bit of grass. Plays the ball into the box centrally, and it's Isak! Isak with a toe into the corner of the box. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it was beyond belief. But again, Jacob Murphy, this is what I said. When they recycle the ball back and they draw and commit Brentford forward to try and close them down, there's space. But the balls before the 47th minute have been awful. But again, great ball in from Murphy. Beats the player. It goes all the way over to Isak. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I criticised him earlier, but that's what you've got to love about Isak. He always finds himself in the right spot. Nice little work inside from Tino and Bruno. Bruno gets the ball out to Murphy. Murphy looks up. Ball goes. There was a slip from, I don't know whether that was Mbeumo, who's trying to defend. It is. Mbeumo slips on the 6-yard box, which allows Isak the easiest options just to get a foot on it and push it into the corner. It was a deflection actually. It was a deflection from Mbeumo off his toe that directs it into the corner. But again, it's a goal. So well done, boys. Again, you've got to say it's not been an exciting one, but it's half time, and we go in at the break 1-0 to the Goods. So there you go. If there's a time to score, that is the time, I suppose. Be interested to know what your thoughts were on the game. Let's have a quick look at some of the chat. Shaw reminds me of Bonucci. Yeah, we've done all that. Just having a quick look. It's going back quite a bit here. Bruno has been awful. Yeah, Aaron, totally agree. Bruno being so bad. Pretty boring. Yeah, it's like I said. I have been listening or watching any of the chat, obviously, because we have it off the screen when the match is on. We only need to win 1-0, says Tony T. That's just one good chance. Yep. And like I said, it was really strange goal, wasn't it? Because, like I say, you couldn't see it happening, and then all of a sudden, decent ball into the box, onto the edge of the 6-yard box. And I keep saying it's in that danger zone. I always say any good player, if they can feed the ball into there, there's a chance of getting a result, getting a goal. And like I say, Mbeumo slips on the 6-yard box, and then Isak with a touch off Mbeumo's toe, who directs it then into the corner of the net. So past Flecken. So again, that is that'll do me. Struggle against the low block counter, says Brandt. Attacking teams where we can't pass, we can't counter properly. Yeah, exactly, mate. Maybe Isak wants to leave after all. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying, Colton. You had the same thoughts as I did. It was like, how the hell are you clear in front of goal with only Flecken to beat, and then go and try and beat the defender again? It doesn't make any sense to me, that. Overthinking it, says Tony. Just put it in the net, Isak, says Aaron. Yeah, totally agree. This has a match so far, half has been asked from the first whistle. Isak believing his own hype. Yes. After that, that's huge. Finally, a goal. Jacob Murphy assist again. Get in, says Ian. Gary, put some passion in it, lol. Yeah, well, it's been difficult, dude. It really has. I mean, like I said, when the ball come in, I thought it was going to be cleared. I didn't expect Mbeumo to slip like he did, and that's why I said it caught me completely off guard, that one. But I think it's been quite a poor first half, if I'm honest with you. Thank God, guys, getting frustrated. This should lift us immensely. Yeah, well, like I say, there's a lot of talking needs to be done now at half time. methinks, because that first half was pretty abysmal. Legendary. Apologies to Murphy for saying my left nut was a better footballer. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's funny, isn't it, though, V? Because again, there's been, and I'm not saying Murphy. There's been a lot of people out there that have been criminal with some of the passes that you've seen in the first half from our so-called star players. You know, again, it's about trying to do too quick and get the ball up the field far too quick. And I don't mind that, but you've got to have direction. It has to have purpose. And you know, with the goal, they had enough players back. It shouldn't have caused them any problems. But again, if you put the balls into the right areas, and like you saw with Umbremo, it's a little mistake from him, allows Isaac to get a touch on it. But again, you know, would that have been a goal if it hadn't been deflected from Umbermo's toe? I don't think it would have. And that's not giving him a disservice, because like I say, you've got to put yourself in the right positions time after time to get the goal. But for me, you know, like I said, I think he was a bit lucky there for me, because there didn't seem that much conviction in that shot. But it's a goal anyway. Tripp's my man of the match so far. Yeah, Tripp's, Barnes, Tino's not had a bad game, but that's probably it, mate. If I'm honest with you, in the first half, them are the three that really seem to have turned up and doing it. Natalie shouts goal, yes. Not a great first half, says Ian, but we got the goal. Bruno very poor today, says Craven. We have been wasteful, absolutely, buddy. No love for Murphy Brand, says Colton. Does it go in as an own goal or Isaac? Well, it's on target, so it's Isaac's goal with a deflection in front of goal like that. So it'll still go down as Isaac's goal. But like I say, would it have counted if it wasn't for the deflection? I think Flecken would have saved. I think he was too close to Flecken, if I'm honest. Good forced off, but them wings are weak, like, says Michael. I didn't think it was a good first half, if I'm honest with you. Rugby saying Brentford are a good side. I don't think they've had a good half either. I think it's been two poor teams, if I'm absolutely honest with you. Two poor teams that look very rusty, and the break hasn't done them any favours whatsoever. And like I say, I'm hoping that's just getting rid of the cobwebs, and they obviously come out for the second half a little bit sharper. But there's been far too many wasteful passes for me. Far too many silly flicks around corners, trying to be clever. Great when they come off, but you look an absolute pillock when they don't. So it'll be an interesting view for the second half. But like I say, you know, I'll take it. If we can get the result by playing poorly, it's something that you'll take every single day of the week, isn't it? So interesting points. Tony, the revenge of the company, man, that should be an Isaac goal. And where my touch did nothing one way or the other, in my opinion. Yeah, like I say, it was in front of goal. It was goal bound. Whether, like I say, Flecken would have saved it or not, it doesn't. Colton, my bad, bro. Let's get into this match, Gary. Get the party started. Come on, Newcastle. No. Listen, mate. You're right. I have been a little bit down because it's not been a great match to get excited by, and that's why I said it took me completely by surprise, the goal. But I'm happy. I mean, I am really happy. Like I say, the result is the result at the end of the day. I just get a little bit frustrated when I look at the standard of play, if I'm honest with you. We have been a better side, but need to be careful. Yeah, it says. I agree. I don't think we've been. You know, we've had the majority of the good play. We've just been very wasteful with some of the balls. People talk about Son and Kane, best duo in Prem, Murphy and Isaac. The talking GA is high. Yeah, it's crazy. If I'm honest with you, like I said, you know, Murphy doesn't contribute a lot to the game, but when he does, it seems to always be a goal or an assist, doesn't it? You can see Trippier saying calm down on the ball a bit more, lads. Yeah, I totally agree. That for me was, like I said, he's probably been the one that stood out from the crowd for me, more in the tackle, more in the defensive role than obviously anything else. if I'm honest. But like I said, he's the type of influence that you want on the park, isn't he? The one that's going to say, lads, just settle it a little bit. You don't need to be rushing the ball, and that is where we've been a bit more lax for me. It's like I say, we've been too hurried to play that perfect pass, and like I say, it's just been a bit too rushed for me. But again, like I say, can't complain when you're 1-0 up and playing not great. Was never going to be easy game after Saturday. He was winning. That's all that counts so far. So good. Alan McMurtry, yeah, thanks, matey. Totally agree. That flick from Joe Linton was really risky, but it created the space for the goal. And that's what I said. It's risk and reward, isn't it? And we've done it a few times before the goal, and it didn't come off. It didn't pay off at all. And there was one, if I'm honest, that they broke through and didn't create much from it. To be fair, they haven't created anything in front of our goal. But like I said, they haven't really had a shot of any description at all, have they? So, like I said, we've still got to try and get through this now. Like I say, keep it tight. They've got to come and push at us to get a result. So I'm hoping that will create more space for us to get in behind. And the ball, shot was heading straight at Flecken. Couldn't believe the chance just before that for Isaac. Strange one. Yeah, it was, mate. Very, very strange. Rugby, Barnes has been energetic. Good to see him back to himself after injury. Yeah, he's been, like I said, for me, he has got to keep his place. If he continues like this, in this type of form, then you can't take him out the side, and nor should he be taken out the side in my eyes. Rugby saying Shard has been good to me. I mean, like I said, wasteful balls. That's the only thing I can say. Yeah, he's had a solid enough game in defence. He's not been caught out of position. Dan Byrne was. But I mean, like I said, stop playing the crazy balls for me. And like I say, would be much better. If you're going to commit a ball down the line, if you're going to commit to a ball, then commit to the ball. And I think when a lot of this seems half-hearted. You can see what they're trying to do and trying to achieve, but it's not been. There's not been any. You're talking about passion. There's not been any will for that ball to be in the areas that he wants to be in. So, like I said, for me, there's been a couple of them. I'm not just saying that it's Fabian Shaw that have been wasteful, because it's not. It'd be wrong for me to say that. Scotty Edwards is saying the goal came just at the right time. Need to have more intensity in the second half. Yeah, absolutely, buddy. I totally agree. I think we need to get that intensity in the first half, and really take them to the sword, because going forward now, we are going to be we're going to be tested, aren't we? And like I said, a couple of weeks' time, 6 games in April, games every 3 days in certain weeks. It's not going to be easy for them. So let's see. My friend Tony, any news yet? Because Danny Murphy assist again. Brentford don't know who they're messing with champions of England, says Carlton. Bruno has been too optimistic with his through balls. Sometimes retaining the ball or carrying the ball can be the right answer. Absolutely agree with that. Having to use my phone to text. It keeps correcting my text wrong. Nice one, Andy B. It was good first 15 minutes. Yeah, totally agree. Like I said, I thought we were a bit wayward at times, but first 15 minutes we looked sharp, we looked decent. But then we just seem to just take a step off, and that's what I said. It's like high intensity, then it's a rest. Then it's high intensity, then it's a rest. And like I said, is that the way Eddie wants to play? I don't think it is. It was far too off for me, that first half. Umbema already playing for us with the slip, says Craven. Yeah, mate, that's a good one. I wonder whether that takes 10 million off him, though. Respect Gary for carrying this. Mighty win, I'm joking. Good work, mate. Yeah, thanks, Michael. Umbema with his first assist for the Toons, says James Cuff. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Any thoughts on Jamie O'Hara? Now, I Wynn sent me the thing. I mean, I'd seen it previously, but I'd only seen a little bit of it. And listen, mate, you know, any opposition fan, I say any opposition fan, a few opposition fans will always will always look at the way we celebrate that win and say it was OTT. I mean, I've even seen a supposed Newcastle fan from the south was saying exactly the same on social media that we celebrated too much, and it was only the Carabao Cup. Um, but in the next breath, what made me laugh, Tony, was when he was talking about the Europa League win. So if Spurs win the Europa, um, will you celebrate? Was the question. Of course you will. It's a big cup. So you've got to ask the question, haven't you? Well, you know, is the Europa League any bigger than the Carabao Cup? I mean, in my eyes, yeah, you're playing a lot of the minnows from across Europe, but really, come on, you know. My question, right, to him was, unfortunately, when I tried to make the phone in, I couldn't get through, and I'm sure there was a lot more that tried. Um, my question was going to be, was like everything else, you know, you take it. You know, you can only play the players, the players in front of you. Now, he was questioning about all of the teams that are changing the side, like Nottingham Forest changed the side, Chelsea changed their 11. But I mean, Chelsea have got 3 11s, haven't they? You know, they've got 3 big teams that certainly could play with. So, for me, you know, it's not our fault if the opposition manager decided to rotate his players. We can only go out there and play against the 11 that we're facing. So I couldn't quite grasp that one. And then obviously he did give us a little bit of applause, if you like, with the Arsenal. But again, you know, we still had to beat Brentford. We still had to beat Arsenal twice, and then go on to beat Liverpool. So, like I say, you can't say that we didn't try. Because, like I say, there's a lot of teams out there that would have loved to be in our position. So, like I said, I don't take it to heart. I just think a lot of it is sour grapes. But well, the lads are back out to start. I don't think there's any substitutes yet. I may be wrong. Wisser to start, and he drives the ball all the way back to Flecken. So again, Liverpool scoreless. Thanks. Yeah, try and keep us up to date with some of the scorelines, guys. Like I say, I'll keep an eye on the game, and we'll get back to you at full time. Ball went forward from again very long from Brentford, and it's gone out for a throw into Newcastle. A bit tight in that left corner. Again, Jacob Murphy challenged. And Trippier's not happy. He wants some movement in front of him. He's giving somebody the finger to get forward. Tonali gets clear to the halfway line. Headed again. And again, big damp burn over the top of Mbuemo there. Great competition from J7 in the middle of the box, and he holds the ball up well. It falls to Isaac, who plays it out to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes does a nice little trick over the top. Comes back to Harvey Barnes. He shoots. Drags it wide, unfortunately. Harvey Barnes is asking the question, should it be a corner? Because he said it come off the Brentford player last. Again, great movement there from J7. Looked like he got a bit of a trip as well, just before he was going to pass. Harvey Barnes was trying to lay it off for Isaac, and the ball gets deflected right into his path. But unfortunately, the shot was dragged wide of Flecken's right-hand post. So again, great start to the first half from Newcastle. Flecken goes long again. They're not messing about with the ball high end, Brentford. They like you can get the ball forward as much as they can. J7 wins the header in the centre circle. Ball gets deflected kindly to Tonali, who played again. Murphy, that's a poor ball to Trippier. You know, if you're going to play a ball, play with some conviction, lads. It's half-hearted most of the time. Pinnock now. Again, poor ball from Pinnock. It seems to be rubbing off. poor ball from blooming Tonali this time. It's like playing with a hot piece of coal, isn't it? You know, it's just nobody wants to put the foot on the ball and just take the time. Ball gets deflected from Fabian Sharp, but it's out for a throw-in again. Deep on the left-hand side for Brentford. Charlotte now with he can throw a ball, this lad. It looks like he's going to have again to launch one. He usually hits the front of the 6-yard box from a throw-in. He's not so good this time. I did clear from Murphy. The ball's come all the way through into the edge of the box from Newcastle. Tino now manages to get it out towards Harvey Barnes, the halfway line now. Harvey Barnes has got a bit of grass to run into. Comes on the inside. He tries to look at Isaac. Isaac now gets out of his feet, but first touch didn't seem to get it right, and then unfortunately he gets he trips Charnay. He's not having the best of games, Isaac, if I'm honest with you at the minute. Not on his toes, because it was a good ball fed into him. He'd peeled off the shoulder, and like I say, he allowed Charnay to come and tackle him. But after that first touch out of his body, he hadn't got his body between ball and player, and it was just an easy one for Charnay to take away from him. So again, let's recycle it. Brentford again going long with Flecken, looking for these balls over the top for Mbemo. Mbemo touches the ball on, and this time Dan Burn clears and out for a throw into Brentford, deep on the right hand side. Charday's come across again to throw this one long. Going to be interesting, this one. See if he can get some distance on this one. Yeah, he gets a bit further this on into the 6-yard box. It's cleared from danger area from Tino. Jacob Murphy's on the run to try and close this one down, but it's played all the way back from Berg to Flecken. Flecken gives it him back. Oh, it's Lewis Potter, sorry. Lewis Potter had come over to the right-hand side. Lewis Potter now goes long looking for Mbemo. Burn underneath it this time. Flicks back to Tino, who, again, nice and calm, takes it away from Wisser, away from the danger zone. Tries to flick it up to Harvey Barnes, but a deflection takes it out for a Newcastle throw-in. Well done, Tino, there, because, like I say, he was faced by a couple of players closing the space down. He was in his own penalty area. And like I say, he managed to turn 180, get away from the danger zone, keep hold of the ball, and then when he'd got the opportunity to pass it down the line, he did so to try and feed Harvey Barnes in. Really impressed with Tino from what I've seen, if I'm honest with you, at left back. It'd certainly be my choice in front of Target if like I say, next season if Hall isn't available, because like I say, not put a foot wrong for me. Bruno now, again, closed down as soon as he gets his foot on the ball. Bruno, not giving him any chance. He's fed up to Isaac. A nice little sidestep from Isaac. Plays it up to J7 now on the centre circle. But J7 again just loses track of the ball and just lost that. I don't know what it is there. He gave up a little bit. I don't know whether he got, like I say, a little bit of a knock on the ankle. But J7's gone down. Like I say, he didn't look at all, which isn't J7. When he loses the ball, sometimes he's so upset. He gets really at it, but then he just gave up. And like I say, he's obviously took a bang either to the top of his knee or something, but he's not looking comfy. A little scan of the crowd there. Lots of fans at the minute, not looking as happy as could be. J7's knee is still heavily bandaged on that right hand side. Just getting some free spray the side of his knee. like I say, it was strange because, like I say, J7 very rarely gives them up like he did there. It was far too easy just to give in. What they're going to do here, it's going to be a drop ball and played back, I would imagine. It's a throw into Harvey Barnes, who's going to give it to Isaac, who's going to kick it all the way back. Oh no, he's not. He's just going to give it to Berg, who plays in Collins. Newcastle on up to 5th now on 50 points, according to the Premier League. Good tackle again. Bruno. Alan Shearer in the crowd. Just having a chat to the lads. Oh, that took him by surprise. Lewis Potter there drilled a ball in. It was like a cross shot. It was the trajectory of the ball nearly caught him off guard, and there was a whizzer then just fizzes the ball across the line. Again, he's not really testing keeper, but again, I don't think Popey expected that from Potter. Going into it was going into the near corner as well, so he had to scramble across. Manages to get his hands on it. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't great to watch because, like I said, the ball could have dropped anywhere. But luckily for us, dropped away from the goal, which is all you can ask. Again, not allowing us to settle on the ball. Ball goes to the right-hand side for Trippier to compete with. Trippier knocks the ball down the line, but again, ball given away. All the way back to Flecken. Not many black and white shirts close to Flecken at the minute, so he's allowed to come. And he goes long again, looking for the ball. A whizzer over the top. He's got a chance here. He'll go all the way through to Popey though. But he did get behind. He get behind us for a split second, but the pace on the ball just takes it all the way through to Popey. Murphy with a little turn, plays the ball inside. So Isaac sees Harvey Barnes. He's clear down the left-hand side, running towards the box on the corner of the box. Harvey Barnes tries to take a shot, and the deflection falls calmly to Tonali. Picks the ball up again, plays it wide, but unfortunately misdirected again to Tino, and the ball goes out for a throw-in. Nothing quite happening for our midfielders at the minute. Lots of huffing and puffing, but nothing of any quality. Cleared by Fabian Shaw this time. Again, just goes directly out for a throw-in. Halfway in the Brentford half. I must admit, our defence have been, okay. I've not really seen anything from Brentford. A couple of chances. A couple of half a chance, if you like, if you class it as that. A couple of times where they've tried to get in behind us. But Newcastle have been defensively looking pretty solid, if I'm honest with you. Bruno now picks the ball up, takes it into J7, who's into the centre circle. J7 moves it out to the right-hand side, plays in Murphy. Murphy gets a push in the back, and that's going to be a free kick to Newcastle from Sade. A little bit of a nudge in the back. An opportunity to cycle the ball into a danger zone. Sade was never going to get the ball. Damsgaard looks like he's getting ready to come on. Isaac picks the ball up on that right hand side. It's deflected out for a corner from Wissa this time. So again, like I say, routed the ball into the box down that right hand side, the box, and Isaac tries to get the ball inside of Wissa, who gets a deflection out for a corner. So let's get some quality delivery in now from Trips. See what Big Dan Burn can do with this one. Ball's been recycled. Jacob Murphy tries to shape one, but it's awful. Ball was like cycled out. Jacob Murphy, front of goal, 20 yards out from. He's got everything to aim at, and he's just leaned back and he's tried to shape it into the right-hand corner. It's just awful. You should just put your laces through it, shouldn't you? Damsgaard's got changed. Imminent substitution from Brentford. Like I say, he's probably going to come and play in the pockets of space just behind Wisser, because Wisser's had nothing at all from service-wise, to be fair. Sade again is just a blatant push in the back. It's just, I mean, I don't know why you're complaining, lad. You can't get away with things like that. Absolutely crazy. Janelt's coming off and Damsgaard's coming on. Now again, they've got getting this, like I say, this more of a offensive player. This is again one of those Thomas Frank traits where he looks to play, even though they're playing in probably a 6th position, he'll play a more offensive player in there that's got a bit more control of the ball. Long ball from Fabian Schär over the top for Isak to try and run onto, and the ball gets deflected from Flecken out for a free kick. Sorry, a corner. Throw into Newcastle. It looks like Isak got there just before Flecken, to be fair, and manages to get a deflection. It's gone out for a throw-in. Trippier now with a throw-in. Plays it short to Isak. Isak back to Trippier. Trippier now plays a nice little channel ball into Isak. Isak can face with 3 players. Can't get anywhere. But again, it's got out for a goal kick this time. Deflected from Isak. Like I said, he struggled with this one, I must admit. Like I say, a bit rusty by the looks of it. Ball feels a little bit flat. At the end now with Mad Dog having a chat about making potential changes, I would have thought, to try and get things revved up a little bit, because like I say, we are in the 60th minute, and again it's not really given. I mean, like I say, Isak's just not even running at all, he's just walking. Collins now plays it out to Mbeumo on the right hand touchline. Mbeumo comes inside, he's looking for the overlap. Overlaps here, he's played the ball into the back stick to Sade. Sade now again clips the ball into the danger zone. It's Tino picks it up on the 6-yard box, clears it long. We're looking again for Isak to get onto something, but again it's just easy for Brentford to bring it back with Mbeumo on this right hand side. Mbeumo comes inside. Damsgaard now. Damsgaard plays it to Norsgaard. Norsgaard plays it. I mean, it's just the guards, isn't it? Bit of head tennis there, clearance. Again, bit of pressure. And again, a poor pass from Lewis Potter, trying to play up the line towards Sade. And it's like I said, both sides are really struggling, and you can see the break hasn't done any of them any favours. It's just a bit slow. It's just a little bit, like I say, pass-wise, it's just a very, very poor. Newcastle give the ball away again now, and Pinnock now in the halfway line plays it into Damsgaard. Damsgaard again looks like he's got a bit of energy about him, picking it up deep. Collins got Berg going down the right. Mbeumo trying to get round the top, over the top, but again Collins just delays the pass. Then he jinks it over the top, and Mbeumo's offside this time, and Damsgaard's doing a good work to try and get on the end of the ball. Popey goes long over towards Murphy. Murphy now with a bit of a leg chase towards, and he's got through. Lewis Potter. Murphy tries a shot, but it's deflected. He's got another chance of getting the ball into the danger area. Harvey Barnes has a go, but it's hammered into the ground. Again, I thought there was going to be half a chance for Murphy just to have a shot on. Oh, and straight away, Wisser's got a chance here, and it's blocked. It's come to Sade in the middle of the penalty box to Mbeumo. They're lining up to have a shot at goal. from Burmo, and then it comes to Wissa, edge of the box. Wissa tries to shape one into the far post. They're all having a go now. Oh, crikey, where are the... Seems so much more pink shirts than there does black and white shirts. Go on. Isaac went down a little bit easier then with a little bit of a push from the side in Buemo. It looked like there was far too many options for Brentford then to get a shot off, and nobody wanted the shot. Damsgaard now having a bit of a tussle with Byrne. And Byrne comes away with the ball. Plays a little dink over the top to try and get it into Isaac's feet. But again, ball just gets recycled from Collins. Collins and Pinnock again quite deep into our half. Every player now in the camped in the Newcastle half, from Buemo on this right hand side, more and more involved as the game goes on. Tries to get Pinnock in. Is it a penalty? It is. Oh, here we go. Like I said, they were getting more involved in the game. Wissa comes across Pope, and it looks like there's a collision. Whether Pope got anything on the ball, I don't know. He did. He actually got the ball. So I'm not sure whether this should have been given. He actually gets the ball with both hands, and Wissa goes over. So that should be VAR'd, surely. First of all, it's not offside. Wissa gets in behind Dan Byrne. It's definitely not offside. But it's whether... I mean, you could see Wissa was actually trying to go over his arms. I don't think this is going to be overturned, guys, if I'm honest. There's not enough in it for me to overturn it. It's an on-field decision, so unless there's a clear and obvious error, which there obviously isn't, it won't be overturned. And there you go. Norsgaard's got the ball in his hand. Ah, fuck's sake. And he gives it to Buemo. So Buemo to make up for his mistake that led to our goal. He likes to hit them with his left foot down into the right-hand side. So it's going to be interesting, this one. See if Palpy's done his homework. Buemo now runs up. Yeah, again, right-hand side. Palpy didn't do his homework because that's exactly where he normally goes. So Palpy goes the wrong way. But that was one of them. Like I say, the ball goes towards his hands, and Wissa falls over his leg and arm and everything else. So it was, like I said, it's not a clear and obvious error from the referee. But I mean, you could see it coming. Like I said, we've gone back further. Like I said, just before this, there were 4 or 5 pink shirts just waiting to take a shot, which they didn't, and I thought we'd got away with it. But here we go. It's game on now, guys. It literally is. Who's up for it? But very, very poor decision, poor penalty, and Isaac's off, and Callum Wilson's on. In the 66 minutes. But like I say, Isaac has been, and Willock's on. So I wonder who else has come off during the replay of that. I don't know who else has come off. I'll have a look. You can see Tonali. Is it Harvey Barnes? Is he chessing me? Is he taking Harvey Barnes off? I don't know. Anyway, Sade running into the box. It's cleared by Fabian Schär. It's going to be out for a Brentford throw-in, but Schär is saying it's deflected from him. So, but he's not going to get it. So get on with it, lad. And Sade again goes to get this one because launching it into the 6-yard box. It's very flat, guys. I don't know whether you guys are seeing a different game than I am. Gone over the one head and it's fell back to Sade, who dinks it into the danger zone. There's 2 or 3 of them open. Oh my God, it's off the post. Pinnock with a free header on the 6-yard box. Headers it against the post and it comes straight into Pope's hands. Again, so bloody lucky there. Jesus. We have gone literally onto the halfway line. Flecken had the ball then, and we haven't run past the halfway line. There is no intensity at all from the black and white lads. It's crazy, mate. Like I say, they've brought Willock on for Harvey Barnes on this left-hand side. Isaac is off for Wilson, which is, I mean, I'm not having any issues with the substitute, to be fair, but Harvey Barnes wasn't having a bad game. I can't understand that unless it's protection, trying to protect the lads, because there's, like I say, there's some games coming up, but they were so lucky to get away with that one when Pinnock hit the post, as he had a complete free header there on the 6-yard box. Sharp. Again, deflection the ball gives away, and it's all Brentford at the minute. Wisser does a 180 turn, plays it out to Sade. Sade now just trying to keep hold of the ball. Nose guard. Again, it's all Brentford at the minute, trying to flick the ball around the corner for Berg to get onto, but it goes straight into the hands of Pope. Again, he's not really had much to do, Popey, but like I say, it just feels, I mean, like, for me, we've gone very shaky all of a sudden. Defensively, we look all sorts, and at the minute, like I say, Bruno is just running circles. Sees the ball over the top to Trippier. Not a great ball again. Floaty ball, intercepted. Sade's being backed up, and he plays a bit of a dodgy ball across to this right-hand side, but Burmo's happy to pick it up deep in his own half. Collins plays the ball along the floor, up towards Damsgaard. Damsgaard with a little flick to Wisser. There's a couple of overlaps here with Wisser and Burmo. And Fabian Schär gets Wisser in the back of the heel, and it looks like there's going to be the first yellow card to Fabian Schär. But I think that was more for the verbal after it, to be fair. Again, it's just built from frustration, because everything is, like I say, it's just not smooth at all, and it literally is just all frustration, and he can't really complain with that, because he's wrapped his feet around the front of him and his heels have just gone across the bottom part of his shin bone. So he's saying that he got the ball, but he was nowhere near the ball. Flecken now just inside the Newcastle half with the free kick. He's going to go obviously long, try and put the pressure on the back foot. Floats it in towards that back stick. They're all lined up on the edge of the box. He's headed on towards our own keeper, but Trippier then just fires it up in the air. Dan Burn has a go. It's cleared in the end by Wilson. Wilson just fires it down the ground for Willock to run onto. The Brentford players have let it bounce. Willock nearly gets a foot on that one, but again, he's still chasing it. Flecken. Ooh. Taking a risk, but again, fires it long, and he fires it right out. Well done for Willock there for, his will to go and chase after a lost cause. Dan Burn now, just inside our own half to Fabian Schär. Popey. It's Dan Burn. Probably not the best panning of the crowd there. You've got somebody who's yawning the head off. She probably didn't realise that the cameras are on her just when she went for that yawn. But I mean, it's like I say, it's not really an exciting match to get into. Very, very poor. Brentford now with a chance to overlap, and they've got it. Sade now with the overlap. He fires it in towards Wisser. Good block from Dan Burn to get back there, but it's come out to Sade. There's a little bit of a nudge in the back from Damsgaard, who went down really easily just on the edge of the box. Oh, crikey. I thought Tonali was just going to run the ball into Brentford's feet there, but it was a bit of a tussle. And Tonali eventually gets the free kick. But again, he didn't seem to have anywhere to go. There was nobody running in behind. Crazy. And Lewis Potter this time gets the yellow card for disbelief of the foul, to be fair, on Tonali. He's not a happy boy. Thought that Lewis Potter, he thought that Tonali went down far too easy, saying I didn't touch him. not going to change the referee's mind, mate. Get on with it. Trippier now, 10 yards inside the Newcastle half. Looking to launch one over the top. Again, not really done a lot. So let's see what happens here. It's long ball over the top. Nobody competing for that. Oh, Brentford make a bit of a mistake with Damsgaard there. It falls kindly to Newcastle. Played into Bruno. Bruno's first touch was poor. Oh, it's Jacob Murphy who's gone off. I apologise because Barnes is now on the right-hand side. Jacob Murphy's off the field. There you go. Trippier, Bruno now out to Barnes on the right-hand side this time. Harvey Barnes drills a... Oh, crikey, where's that? That's a goal! What a goal from Tonali! If that was meant... Oh, my God, what a goal. Get in! What a goal that is. That is some goal. He's out on the right-hand side. It's a real narrow top, and he just nails it. He just drills it. And it beats Flecken for pace. And we all said what Tonali can do. But by Christ, that is some goal. Honest to God, if you've not seen this, he's out, it's a throw-in. The ball gets thrown back from Tonali into Trips, Bruno, and then it's just fed into Tonali from Harvey Barnes, who's, I mean, I tell you something now, he's seen Flecken a yard off his line, and he has just nailed that. He has just nailed that. He's hit that as hard as he possibly could through his laces, and he has beaten Flecken with just sheer pace. What a goal. That is quality. Honest to God, because that's never a cross. That is phenomenal. I'm sorry, I am absolutely, I am at a gasp with that one because that is a worldie. Stunning goal. Absolutely stunning goal. Well, anyway, Newcastle 2-1 up. Come on, the black and white army. That's what I want. Now, I'm hoping that gives us a lift. I really do. I just want us to get going now. Come on, boys. From the off. Let's not mess about now. We've let them back in it once. Don't let them back in twice. That was two easy trips. You've got to compete there, Sunshine. They're absolutely kicking lumps out of J7. And Tonali's trying to play the ball 5 yards away from where the actual offence took place. Guys, I want to know your reaction for Tonali's goal if you've had the pleasure of watching it. It's fantastic. It really is. So throw it in the comments. I'll have a look when I get 5 seconds. Someone than that man Moretta, yeah. Goal of the season at that angle, absolutely. J7 needs to come off, man. He's injured, says Brandt. Yeah, he has had the lumps kicked out of him, to be fair. Newcastle go long. It's 4 for Bruno now on the edge. There's a little bit more spring to the step. Out to Willock on the left-hand side now. Tino just dropped off, plays the ball into Bruno, edge of the box. Bruno tries a little black heel that, again, doesn't go to anybody. Norsgaard blocks it. A little ball down the line to Mbemo to run at, and he's got the beating of Tonali, but running the ball through. And Tonali took a little bit of a bang there, so he's just shaking that off. Tonali through to Tino. The ball comes from Shaw to, it looks like Bruno had a bit of a skip there. Harvey Barnes plays it down to Trippier. Trippier dinks it in towards the centre circle. Oh, Harvey, come on, referee. That was... Oh, he's blue for the foul. I thought that was a penalty. If I'm honest with you. Because there was definite arms from Sade again in the back of Bruno. So what's he given before that? What's the referee given? Oh, it was a clash of heads. Okay. So he's given the clash of heads, but he's given the foul to Brentford. How is it a foul to Brentford with a clash of heads? That's bollocks in my eyes. Pardon the French. That is really crazy. Because that shouldn't have been a free kick because they're both competing for the ball. Aaron saying get Miley on or Asula for Joey. All right, okay. Interesting. We certainly need somebody with a little composure on the ball in the middle of the park. It's just far too rushed at the minute. I hate this good stoppage. I'm trying to think. Where's that 1-3 scoreline looking at? Well, I had 3-1 as well, mate. So am I streaming it down? Yeah, crazy, isn't it? A lot of the IPTV stuff is just so dodgy. But I'll tell you something now. That's some strike from Tonali, isn't it? Yeah, Carlton. Okay, goal, Tonali, you sexy Italian stallion. Yeah, exactly. OMFG, Brant, exactly, mate. What a worldie. What on earth was that? Outrageous, says James Cuff. And yeah, I mean, yeah, all right, Carlton, Gary, better shout, like, yeah, no, exactly. You've got to go with that one, haven't you? Because, like I say, you could tell by the shape of the ball that was meant. That wasn't a cross. That was meant. That was some strike. Absolutely outstanding. Striker of the ball he is. Like I say, he just needs to have more. I don't know how or why that went against Newcastle, if I'm honest with you. Collins has come off now. Oh, no, he's not. I thought he was coming off for a concussion sub there, but he's not. He's staying on. Willock, who he was involved with, he's okay. He's just walking off the field of play. Walking back towards the halfway line. I don't know whether, again, they've got to just wait on. So 10 versus 10 at the minute. Ball goes all the way back to Flecken, who has to rush out because Wilson was closing him down. He kicks the ball again straight out of play. Not great goalkeeping, to be fair. I still can't get that goal out of my head, guys. It was stunning. Trippier on the halfway line with the throw in now. Looking for some movement in front of him. Willock's back on the field now. Ball goes down the touchline towards Harvey Barnes. And again, there's a little bit of a push from Tonali and Sade, who made a little bit of an exaggeration of it. And the ball is a free kick to Brentford, who's going to be left for Flecken to go long again. I've just been looking at Sandro Tonali's touches, and they're all over the park, left to right in defence and left to right in attack. So the lad covers some yardage, doesn't he, in a game. Header from Dan Burn there goes to the halfway line. Collins now plays the ball towards Wizard. Wizard tries to reverse pass around for Umbermo, but Tino now just turns that shoulder and gets the ball up to J7. J7, lovely little ball. Again inside for Tino to run onto. But J7, like I say, he does look like the wounded Cartos at the minute, doesn't he? He looks like he's hobbling a little bit, and maybe should be rested, if I'm honest. But who do you bring on, and what would you do regarding position-wise? Because you've got Willock on the pitch now, who's playing left side, who would normally play in J7's position on the left midfield. We know Miley doesn't play there very well, even though he could probably play there. So yeah, it's a difficult one because, like I say, you're shuffling the pack. You're shuffling too many players to get the right balance again, aren't you? And could that upset what we've got so far? Is that the reasons why Eddie out? Well, that's a really poor pass from Tonali. He plays it into Wissa, but again, a little bit of a scrap, and we managed to get the ball back from Wissa and Sade then. So again, taking a bit of a chance, a bit of a risk. J7 now with his back to goal, and he's getting hammered by Norsgaard, not giving him a chance to turn with the ball at all, and he hasn't all game, to be fair. Brentford making another change. Pinnock coming off now. Yarmouk's come off with Pinnock. And Aja and Magoma's come on. So, again, they've gone very offensive. They've gone 3 at the back now. Thomas Frank, I would have thought, with the substitution he's just made. So they'll go 3-5, 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 now. And they'll really try and get Mbeumo and Sade now narrow up top. So, again, need to be careful of the balls over the top, because you know what they're like with Brentford. They'll sneak one if you give them the opportunity. J7's just literally took Mbeumo off the pitch, but he did welcome him back to his feet and said, "Welcome to the Toon, lad," which was cool. I like that. Tino with a throw in now. Again, take your time, lad. There's no rush now. In the 84th minute. Bruno, what are you doing there, lad? You can't be about with that. I mean, this is probably one of the worst games I've seen Bruno play, if I'm honest with you. And even he doesn't look as though he's running freely. He got a little bit of a catch on the hamstring in the first half, and he doesn't seem to have run that off. So again, another one who's running like a cart horse. J7 intercepts that one. Tries to play it back up towards Callum Wilson, but it didn't really come off. Tino just playing the ball over the top for one of the Newcastle players to get onto, but again, it was more hit with hope than direction. Surprised Joey hasn't been subbed yet, been hobbling around the pitch yet, and Mbeumo hasn't looked good today now. But again, you've got to give Tino a bit of credit there. A chance there, half a chance, but Papi was off his line really quick to clear that one. And then we've got Brentford trying to play football in their own half, which is great. I'm not interested at all. If they want to do that, that's cool. And again, you know, a little bit of pressure there from Trips and Barnes, who Lewis Potter then just kicks the ball out of play. And that's all you need to do. Wilson not scored this season. He scored in the cup. Yeah, you're right. He did score in the cup. There's only one though, isn't he? Because we thought it was obviously going to launch his 10-goal spurt, but it hasn't done. And he's not looked like scoring, if I'm honest with you. But again, you've got to look and you've got to question the delivery up to him with this game, because, like I say, it's been really poor. Even like to Isaac has struggled with it at the moment. So Brentford now just playing nice little triangles, but again deep in their own half. Whistle now with a turn, sees Mbeumo on this right hand side. He's got a bit of space to run into. J7 tries to hold him up, and he does a great job, to be fair. J7 nicks the ball, runs to the halfway line. He's only got Callum Wilson in front of him. There's 4 or 5 pink shirts around him. Callum Wilson now into the box. Callum Wilson gets it over his feet. Deflection wide for a corner. Good shots. Like I say, deflected, unfortunately, off target. But we do get a corner from it, so great. And that's all you can do. You know, you give them the ball if they want to play in their own half. That's great. But then you've got to take your chances and your opportunities when they come. And there's only a couple of players, let's say 5 cherries back, pink shirts, back in their own box, to be fair. So we didn't really have many options. Trippier now with the in-swinging corner on this right-hand side. Brentford with a bit of a zonal marking. Ball played in towards that back stick, and there's freedom with Harvey Barnes, who drills it in, but again it's blocked, and Sade is able to try and turn, and he runs out wide. Harvey Barnes is tracking him all the way though, and they're trying to play football in dangerous areas here, and the referee's given Norsgaard a free kick on the edge of his box, and he went down really cheaply, to be fair. And Mbeumo now down the right hand side, again played inside and not had a chance there. Bruno tried to take the player and missed the player and missed the ball altogether. Oh my God! So that's gonna exactly. I mean that's Bruno's game. It's been a frustrating game for Bruno. It really has. Make pie, sausage roll. Come on, Newcastle, get a goal. Yeah. Again, Flecken looking to go long over the top. And then every player on the 40-yard mark, they're all running back towards their own goal now. Good header from Dan Burn. Bruno just clearing his line just to try and get the ball away. And he goes wide. And Lewis Potter now drills the ball and Popey comes out to catch that one. And he's just looking to get the ball moving now up to Bruno. Bruno on the halfway line. Again, no pace in Bruno. And he's easily closed down, but he does get the ball out to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes dances onto the inside right position. He plays the ball into Wilson. Wilson drills the ball to the back stick. Nobody gambling on that back stick. And Mbuemo now is able just to let the ball run out for a goal kick. But again, you know, Willock on that back stick just hanging a bit too far back. If it had gambled, there was a simple tap in there. Just sitting too deep for me, Willock. Trippier now. Just rubbing the inside of his left groin. I'm not sure whether he's not walking very freely, if I'm honest. Yeah, he's off. Kraft is on. As I say, Trippier's not walking very freely. Looks like he's maybe a slight groin strain. Flecken goes long, as he's done all game. Cleared. Bit of head tennis now over the halfway line between Newcastle and Brentford. Fabian Schär gets up for that one and clears it towards Harvey Barnes. Potter has to turn towards his own goal. It's a really strange setup at the minute because, like I say, Brentford are just trying to, pull us onto them and close the space down so they can go long over the top. So it's going to be an interesting last couple of minutes. We're in the 90th minute now. Then Van den Berg is just, let's say, he's not doing them any favours by playing like that yet. Thomas Frank is questioning it. What are you doing? Thrown on the halfway line. Trippier getting a round of applause as he walks back to the dugout. Tonali. He just tried to move the ball up to Kraft, but it's got out of play to the throw-in. Brentford go long again. It's picked up from Kraft this time, who knocks it over the top towards Callum Wilson, who again doesn't compete for that one, and it's headed clear back to Brentford. Brentford go long again, looking to try and get Mbuemo in, but again, very poor ball. And Byrne just picks the ball up, gives it to Pope. Shaw now. Kraft goes long down the line, looking for a runner. Wilson goes running for this. Harvey Barnes just delaying his run. Wilson manages to get the ball. He plays into Harvey Barnes. His first touch wasn't great, but he gets the run of the green, and the deflection just goes over the top of the bar. I thought that was going to go it's one of them where it just nestles into the back of the net, where it just loops over the keeper, but it was just too much on. And there's a yellow card being shown to somebody. Who was that to? Was that Mad Dog? I think Mad Dog's just got a yellow card for coming out of his box or out of his seat too much. He should be sat down. Because there's obviously the technical area is only for one person apparently these days. And Bruno's come across to take this one. Yeah, he's should be playing short in my eyes. Just keep the ball in that corner. 8 minutes of injury time. He swings it in. Good corner, to be fair, and not one person attacked that. Nobody in the 6-yard box. What the hell is going on? I don't know where the 8 minutes have come from, if I'm honest with you. I think the referee's taken a pee there. That was a great corner. Absolutely fantastic corner from Bruno. Perfect placement, but again, nobody willing to attack the space. And Andy Bell's just saying that Wilson's a passenger, and to be fair, he has been. But that's ball up to Willock from Wilson. Willock's running into the box now. I don't know whether Willock was trying to get it into the far corner with his left foot. I don't know whether it was trying to reverse pass towards Wilson, but it really got nowhere. Nice ball in from Wissa down to Sade now. Tries to play the ball back in. Oh, there's a chance. Oh, he just gets the sandwich out. Damsgaard, luckily for us, 18 yards out, and he was off balance. He got no control of the ball, and Sade come across onto the left-hand side. He whizzes the ball into the box. Dan Burn is a little bit on the heels, so Damsgaard's first touch takes him away from Dan Burn, but he just got the sandwich underneath, and yeah, it was half a chance there for Brentford. Got to be careful. Popey now, 94th minute, 4 minutes to go, goes long. Ball gets competition for headers for Brentford. It goes all the way back to Flecken. Again, only Wilson really you can see in a black and white shirt anywhere near him. Dan Burn again wins the header from the long ball from Flecken. Ball played inside now in the centre circle. Damsgaard looks to play the ball over the top. That's a really good ball into, and that's a shot. Oh, it's a good chance. Again, it's cleared. I don't really know what happened there. Sade gets in behind us so easily, splits the defence, gets a shot on. It's deflected by Pope's body. He gets a header then towards the back stick, and luckily there's no pink shirts to pounce. So again, very, very lucky. And I'm very grateful, to be fair, because like I say, this is getting touchy now. Like I say, it was just far too easy. He just played round the corner there, Damsgaard, into the space, and he's peeled off Tino and Byrne. And luckily, when he headed the ball back from the deflection from Pope having the save, he's headed it luckily nowhere near the pink shirt, and it's gone to Fabian Schär, who clears it. Free kick anyway to Brentford, who again float it towards the back post. J7 up and flicks the ball away for a corner. 95 plus 12 seconds. So like I say, another 3 to go, ladies and gentlemen. And like I say, it's squeaky bum time again. Wouldn't be watching Newcastle if it wasn't. Brant's saying this is too much. Damn it, guys. And Flecken comes up now to be an extra body in the defence. So got to be on our toes in this one. Ball comes whipping in. It's headed clear the first time. It falls to a pink shirt. We stay stuck deep in our box. Whipped in again towards the 8-yard box. Oh, the 8-yard line, and it's straight down Pope's throat from Norsgaard. Luckily, it was straight at him. He just get up there pretty well, but he wasn't able to direct or get any power on it, to be fair. Pope just falls on the ball and just takes a few more seconds off. Again, Pope looking to go long. Drills the ball up over the top, and again, it's just coming straight back at us. I'm not sure that's the tactic that I'd be doing now. I just want to keep the ball. But again, you know, when Bemo was just beating Tino for the first time, and he tried to play Norsgaard into the box there, but Tonali read the situation and just puts his laces through it and clears. Miley coming on now. I've just gone offline for a second, guys, and I said this is what's going to happen when we were talking before. Just to see if I can get it back. I don't think I'm going to, but we'll see what I can do. And what's happened to the live match. Bear with me a second. I don't know. We have lost all of the bits and pieces. So I'm just trying to find what's going on. There you go. Within 97 minutes, it's back on. Don't forget, guys, at the end of this, I shan't be with you, but you guys, if you stay online, you'll get redirected to the post-match comments with Chris, and when he gets back home, we'll be online. I am going to be looking at doing some type of analysis of this game, and I'll be honest with you, it's not going to be very positive from what I've seen so far. So there's a bit of a collision there, but Willock gets the ball. He's running down the line. He's got a bit of green to run into. Callum Wilson, and it looks like Miley in front of him, but that's, again, not the right ball from Willock. Miley gets the block, though, and hopefully Wilson can get something from this. The ball's just cleared really poorly from Damsgaard there. He just kicked it out of play, really, where the time is up for him. It's 98, 30 seconds. Come on, referee. There's not been that amount of time now. Harvey Barnes has come off for Miley, so trying to shore up that midfield. Apologies for losing the screen a little bit earlier. We're just in that corner, just down that right hand side again. It's all over. Referee blows the whistle. Newcastle win 2-1. Not the greatest of performances, guys, if I'm honest, but we get the win. And the only thing that you can say is Sandro Tonali. Were an amazing shot. According to Mighty Mag, the preview is set for members only. So, sorry, the post-match. So, Chris, if you're around, you'll need to change that. I can hear you, mate. Yeah, cool. Oh, okay. There you go, Mighty Mag. It's the player scores that's set for the members only, and the post-match isn't. So go and have a look through that. So again, thanks to everybody that's gifted memberships. Thanks to everybody that's given me your support. It's been great. I hope you've enjoyed the watch along and the listen. And until the next time, away the lads and lasses. Great result, like I say, and what a worldie from Tonali. I'll see you on the next one. And like I say, go straight over to Chris on the stay online. You'll get diverted, and Chris and Win will talk to you from there. Until the next one, take it easy, guys.